I'll be off the grid. Yo, Cam, we been running this whole time? Oh, you slippery bastard.
Wait, since when?
Oh.
Since we were talking about music, Kim and Joe, we've been all over the place. Anyway, we back with another episode of Daddy Issues. Yo. Ever since we've been looking at Keon, he been fumbling the horn.
You know what happened? Because you was trying to announce it. Chaz
I was talking, and then I looked right at Keon.
Chaz was like, then I was
Daddy Issues, man. We back. We still dads.
Still.
You know. I got a 19-year-old now. You know.
Oh, yeah. His birthday on Saturday, right?
He's 19, yeah.
Whoa.
Was it Saturday?
But Sunday.
Sunday. No, it was Saturday.
Oh.
Saturday when it actually was.
I think I seen this picture of them bums sleeping on my bed, man.
19, man.
What y'all do?
We just took him. He wanted a skateboard, so we took him to some shops. But he didn't find like artwork that he liked. That's the thing about skateboards. You got to take what they already got. When you go to
unless you do your own, yeah.
If it's not your bag, you just like, ain't none of this my flavor.
He looks like you with the hair that you want.
It's not really the hair that I want. It's just the hair that's there. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I really don't care about hair.
He got full, like
it's full. It's lush,
man, to the hairline.
Yeah, he got it.
The older he starts getting a little lighter.
It's a
like
good.
Don't touch hair.
It's a good texture.
Why we talking about
barbers
hair?
will have a field day with
they can do whatever they
want.
want.
Yeah.
He's perfect for this.
He don't even be going. He be like, I guess I'll go in and get an edge up.
He's enjoyed the happy nappy for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
7 months. He been growing it out.
Yeah,
with no.
But even growing up, he'd always just go nappy for a long time.
He didn't care. I would have to make him, yo, brush your hair.
I tell my son, you got to condition it. You want to put some olive oil on it. I want him to keep it for a long time.
Yeah, you had to tell him then, like, yo, man, do something to your hair. He would come to the car.
Who brought the nappy fro back? Because now it's back, like it's a thing again. Duke, Duke.
No, it was the teens started doing it. They were just like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I did it back in, I was trying to do it in high school. Everybody was just like, "You're lazy," and then I was like, "Nah, man, this is a thing." And then I think you had it when I
first moved here. I
had when I first met DC, he had the nice
braids, dreads. I had
you knew it wasn't gonna last.
You
did.
DC said, "Let me get them all in."
I did everything. Give him.
I don't even know if that's true because Mello didn't had it all, and his hairline is still at his eyebrows. Like Carmelo Anthony hairline ain't moved, and he didn't have the braids. Because you always say that if you get braids or you get dreads or whatever, and it's like,
well, he used to always have the rough front too. He didn't like go all the way to the hairline. He'd stop a little bit above.
You know what was crazy? Think about it. Michael Jordan's bald head was so famous that he had people that weren't bald,
going bald.
They couldn't even pull it off. They're like, you look funny.
And it's funny when you see cats who have hair. You're like, yo, you had hair this whole time.
Jalen Rose, he used to rock a baldy.
Like Jadakiss growing his hair out at this. Like, you've been bald your whole career. What you doing? I was offended as the bald representative. I'm like, man, you was us.
But now for guys who did that, it was genius because now with all the fake hair, you don't know if it's
don't know.
Like, oh no, I was just choosing to be bald this whole time.
It's all fake.
I do too.
Yeah,
Jadakiss lost.
I think
some
Craig's
edge
is fake.
with
Everybody.
his hair. Now mine is real.
I figured Craig has that fake hairline. Also,
I rub oregano
Do
oil.
you color your hair?
No, not yet.
You ain't dying. You ain't dying yet.
No,
not even a beard.
Nah,
you gonna do? I see some gray in the beard.
Very few. Craig just got those today.
I love the grays, man.
I love them too.
I got this patch of gray at the top. I feel like Reed Richards. I'm like,
you fantastic, Mr.
Fantastic out here, man.
Distinguished.
I got two, man.
Yeah.
I got two in here somewhere.
I got
love
one in the middle.
I was like, oh.
But Cotty was like,
Because salt and pepper is in.
Oh, the women love it. They've always liked older men though. Like we're the opposite. We're like, we don't want. Some people mamas, but for the most part. But I was like, damn it. She's like, what? I was like, I got one coming in. She was like, excellent.
You look back, Cotty was naked. Like, the kids are right there. Yeah, forget these kids. You got the gray coming.
It got real this month. You find one on your testicles.
Oh, that was my first one. That was my debut.
That was the introduction.
They came in first on the sack. I was like, all right, this is where we starting? Cool.
Tony's whole sack was like,
yeah.
I was trying to trim the gray ones off, but I was like, you know what?
DC got them too?
Go ahead and live.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, on the balls, there's got to be like, oh.
Hey, buddy.
Shout out to Sandy Baker, Miss Sandy Baker. I'm not wearing a hat just for you. You told me to do it. Tony's mama said, don't wear no hat so I can see your eyes. I'm tired. That's why my eyes are always squinty, though. All right, but
you don't get enough sleep.
I don't get enough
Your
sleep.
wife chimed in on one of my comments. She's like, I've been telling Chaz this whole time.
It's gotten worse. It's been like now it's really a problem.
Do you sleep a full night? I mean, or like
you don't ever hibernate because that hibernation hit me last week.
I can't, man. Because if it's not like Izzy who's like bothering you, I can't really get anywhere. And then I don't know. I've been I have a good work streak going.
Yeah.
Like I've literally been every day for like 4 months now. And I just can't. And not now, I can't. Like, even they were gone the whole weekend.
Yeah.
They were gone the whole weekend. I don't think I slept more than 4 hours per
You
night.
need some melatonin.
It was off. I probably.
melatonin and naps.
I probably just need to be
That's what I'm saying. You don't take like little. I just need like 20 minutes.
Good little day nap,
Do a
night
little
nap.
20 minutes.
But also, I always have like a lot of energy. And I go like, what is happening? So I was like, maybe I just don't need that much, or I'm gonna die when I'm 60.
Your sleep been trash ever since I've known you.
Yeah, it's always been like I'm always like up.
I contributed to it early on. Remember, I used to have you out on the comedy scene
When I had to be at work at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I had you out till 2 in the morning. Like, man, forget your job.
I used to
Chaz.
hate rolling with Tony.
Rolling with
I'd be
Tony
like,
was
yeah.
awful.
As
Fuck
he
your
falling
job,
asleep at the
man.
wheel.
Right.
Oh, you got to work.
We
in the
up all
morning?
night, every.
Bro, it was literally I was like, yo, I actually have to go home now because I have to work
That's
in 30
great,
minutes
man.
at 4 a.m.
That's great. Good for you.
Remember when Keon used to whine when we kept him out late?
Oh, Keon was
like, keep your ass up,
whining.
man. Keep
Keon
your
was
ass up.
whining.
I gotta go to work. He's like, nah, man.
We don't respect real jobs.
No.
Yeah, man.
Tony, it's funny. Tony's the only one I've never been on the road with. Oh, and Chaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not as
I've
fun.
I think you
on
better
the
than me,
road.
man.
Yeah, me and Craig been out.
Y'all been out in
don't do the
Brazil.
laugh afterwards.
We done had some good times.
You see, I kept my mouth shut. I was like, I don't know.
Debauchery has happened.
I didn't party with the Wayans. They're fun people.
I'm boring on the road, man.
I'm never ever going. We have fun on the road.
We do, but if it's like club stuff, like Craig is into,
I'm never
I'll
going with
be
Craig
like,
anywhere, bro. I'm trying to keep my marriage together. Once I saw Devil
Whoa.
Craig, no,
They spoke about you in
Wow,
the comments. They're
Chaz.
like, man, Chaz be trying to blow your spot. I'm like,
I did. That was very accidental. But no, man, Craig a party dude, and I'm not. And if I get out with Craig, he'll be like, "Yo, here's a swarm, right, of women," and they're all gonna go for Craig. But listen,
is that what happened?
that's what happens. Have you seen the comments?
That's
on
the
Craig,
label.
yo?
That's the
I
label.
know he's the heartthrob of the crew,
Oh,
but
Craig
like,
is the heartthrob.
I
of
just
the
don't
crew.
like the club.
Wait. So
The club is awful.
As a dad, I only go out maybe once every 3 months, which is a lot, maybe. But
No,
it's not.
yeah. I don't really be out like that. I don't
No.
be in the streets like that.
I saw
But on the
Craig-
road, do you go out?
Yeah. Yeah.
We talking
Every
about
night.
the road.
I saw
But that's
Craig turn
dinner.
up in his garage.
If it's a house party, I'll go to those.
oh,
No,
that's
that's
good.
fine.
I'll always pull up to
But
a
a
house
lot of
party.
times too, even on the road, you go out, but the party really is. You can bring it back. You feel me? You don't have to be like out. You can have. You can party in the hotel or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, I don't bring nobody.
I don't like
to the
people in my room.
Me neither,
Yeah.
man. I
But we
know
don't be
you.
in our room.
Yeah.
Everybody be in my room.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's cool. I'll show
You
up to
get the
that.
little bootleg setup. The
Yeah.
little you put 3 bottles from downstairs.
Yeah, I'll show up to that.
Call down for
That's
some
what- that's
juice.
what we do.
Party in room 506.
Yeah.
I'll pull up.
Until the weirdo showed up.
But the club,
Yeah, then you have. Well, it sucks because you have to wait till everybody leaves.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is somebody still out there? Yeah.
Well, then everybody's asking, "Where's Tony? Where's Keon? Where?" You're like, "I don't know where they. Bye, just get out."
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good for being like, I'm gonna be right back and go.
Oh, the vanish.
Yeah.
Oh, DC was
the
king of the vanish.
Of it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
I guess I'm king of the.
I'm gonna
kick
grab
out.
something out the vending
Kick out.
machine, yo.
You don't
He'll even take an order. I'll get you a Snickers. I got you.
I've had
On the house.
I've had
Never see him again.
five couples laying in the bed that I don't even know, just because like, all right, y'all drink, y'all go to sleep.
Craig, when I met them, Craig was the one I hit it off with first. Like Craig was just nice.
Well, Craig is
He's
just
just like, he's like, yeah, man. So where you from? I was like, well, actually, you
He
do
cared
comedy?
about your
No,
life?
not
I
really.
couldn't believe how nice Craig was when I first met him either.
They were all of them were so nice.
I don't even remember where I met Craig.
That's
at.
like after you've only done stand up like
I did
once
it twice.
twice at that time.
And
Wow.
then because it was you, Vinny.
Keon had a diaper on.
Me,
Right.
Vinny, Marlon,
He had on a
Marlon,
onesie
Sean.
that
Who
day.
might have been there.
Food was
Or
there.
maybe
Shane was
saying his
there.
first
Entertainment
word?
had
Yeah,
been there.
man.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't even doing.
Jack.
And I rapped with them for a second, and then when Damon came back into town, Vinny was like, throw him up. And I was like, yeah. It was my third time on stage.
In front of a packed.
In front of a sold out.
Oh, that's
sold
dope.
out
But
crowd.
see, this was like a battle arena, that spot. Tommy T's, it was
Yeah.
like downstairs, then a row back, then upstairs,
Oh,
all
yeah.
around you.
And my
Tommy
set
T's is
was
long.
mediocre.
Oh,
It was
snap.
my third time. You know
I mean,
what I
you
mean?
know.
And I thought though that I was gonna crush because I was like, my first one was great.
Yeah.
Second one was good. I knew nothing about going first when people were ordering, and
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean. I didn't
You
know
gotta-
nothing about that back then.
Yeah.
Also, early on, Keon was like, I got like 30 minutes. I was like, how long you been doing it? He was like,
Today.
A couple weeks. I got like 30 minutes. I was like, word, okay.
Hey man, you're supposed to lie in the beginning and lie
And
off.
he gave me 5 up front, and I was like, okay, here we go. This is me. And people was talking, ordering. We ain't here to see this nigga. No, like nobody cared. Like I did okay. Like, but Damon was like, hey man, keep at it.
Come back again tomorrow.
He was like, keep at it, man.
That's all you can ask for, bro. When you first start doing stand up, that crowd is gonna be. I mean, it makes you tough. You know, going first. Especially when it came to LA, I made a point to go first. For one, I was like, no one's gonna put you up. Nobody knows you. Everybody hates going first. I would do cold opens. You know what I mean? The code when no one just, hey guys, I know you're all just still filing in, but But I was like, that was just the best way to get your name out there, earn it, and then I wanted to do well. So whoever went up had to be better than me. You know what I mean? So I was always like, go blow it out the water, go kill it. And then I was like, in the hopes that they still like, the first guy was better. You know what I mean? So I never had a problem going first, but it sucks in the beginning when you're like,
Oh, that's
is this
first, man.
is this joke even working?
Crowd ain't
Are they
even there.
Right.
People sitting down.
They was
argue.
was smooth talking.
It
And
makes
Tommy
you
T,
tough,
you can hear
though.
everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they right there. And but honestly, after
You
that,
hear
I was
that?
like, I never want that to happen again. So like you, I was like, and then my mentor at the time was like, if you want to get on, learn how to host, because nobody ever wants to go first. Nobody ever wants to host. So I was like, I'll go first every time, because I was like, I never want that to happen ever again, for me to go first. And they'd be like, because I had seen DC, I think he was on the same show,
Possibly, yeah. I think I did.
because
guess-
Damon threw
yeah.
everybody up.
Is this Big Damon or Little Damon?
Lil
Lil
Damon.
Damon.
Okay.
And then that's how I met DC.
Right.
And he threw everybody up. So I'm like, okay, I did okay. They come up as the guys who were doing. I was like, oh shit, DC murder. And I was like, damn.
DC
Like
tried
my
to-
dad after the show, he was like, man, that DC Irving guy, man.
I just talking.
And his friends that came and everything. So I was like, yo. So DC went Vinny Crush, like, and I was like, okay, I'm 3 times in. And They
Yeah.
are years, and I saw the difference. But I was like, I'm so like driven. I was like, but I want that.
Right.
So I'm gonna, and that's when I started like going hella hard, because I was
Yeah.
like, okay, fine.
And Keon didn't run the light.
That's
Hey,
Nigga, no, when you're bombing, you can't.
so important.
Hey, people bomb.
No,
Run
people
that
bomb
light.
and
Yeah,
still
run
run the
that
light.
Bomb and run the light.
As soon as I saw that light, I was like, thank you, good night.
DC made me throw away my whole joke book when I came to LA. That was I remember I was at the Comedy Union and DC was crushing. That's back when he was doing blowing the Nintendo.
Man,
No, Mario, no. Man.
I still do it every now and then.
Yo, DC was like, the place was on fire, and I was watching DC like, yo, I'm never gonna be this good, because DC has a way to be chill and full of energy at the same time. I still don't know how you do that. I have no idea how you do that.
I don't know either.
DC creates his own energy. No
Absolutely.
matter what type of show it is, he'd be like, all right.
But I was
I'ma
like,
do
I've
me.
never, and then it was just, you killed. I still like, man, that night, and then I was, I'm gonna be his friend. I said the same thing with Tony. I stalked Tony. I don't know if I told you. I stalked you to be your friend.
I didn't know you stalked.
I did, because everything was hot back on
Chaz
Twitter.
is out here working. I see
Yeah,
him
man.
often. I had no clue you was following.
I was like,
Nigga
'cause
live
he-
next door to you.
Bro, he was on
Hey,
Twitter.
man.
It'd be like, gonna be at this spot. I was like, gonna be at that spot.
You know what
We
made me
gonna be
like
friends.
Tony? I usually don't watch comics in the beginning when they first start, but I was walking at the I was walking towards the back, and Tony got on stage and he said, slaw. And I was like, what? And he did this whole bit on slaw. And I was like,
I remember that bit.
I like this guy.
You don't get on stage.
I've been on stage a couple times, but I don't.
We gotta
like
get
it.
Craig to be on stage.
He
all
won't
the
do
time. He will.
I don't feel it.
I asked him.
I like the energy of it.
Right.
Like I've sat behind the stage multiple times, and you could actually, well, y'all know, you feel the burst of energy.
No doubt.
And I was like, oh wow, I just don't like the repetition of it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
But,
I get
What
it.
I like,
get that.
Craig respects stand up. Like he gets it. He's been around
Oh,
his
yeah.
whole life. Like a lot of people be like, I'll try it. Craig be like, It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't like. It's a lot of patience too, because you're all the time perfecting one script, a show. Always like, nah, I could have did this different.
Right.
I don't. I would be like, nah, let's just get over this one.
Because when you write something, you write it, you rehearse it, you shoot it, you're done with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Comedy, man, we be working on that set for months, years sometimes.
And it don't work the same.
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's
Then
different every
then you say
time.
something different, and you're like, "Oh, that hit. Let me say it like this."
Right, bro.
Yeah.
You'll do that set, kill, go somewhere else, bomb. You're like, how?
Oh, that's what happened to my lantern joke, man.
Wait,
I did-
the lantern joke is a
I did the
proven
lantern
classic.
joke at the ha-ha. I was like, this is the best joke ever written. The crowd lost their mind. I had scrambled out of there because I had to do the Laugh Factory. Did the same joke, and I was so excited that I opened with it. I'm like, it's a lantern. They was like, I put that joke on the shelf.
I remember.
Man, I put it on.
Tony was like, "I ain't doing a lantern joke no more." He was
Man.
like, "What happened?" He
He
was
was
like,
like,
"I'm
why?
done."
Listen.
He was like, "I'm
the
done."
contrast at the ha-ha, it
I love
erupted.
that. I wonder if you didn't open it. Would have still
that's
ripped.
what I should have did it later in my set. You can't just start
Tony
out
was
with
off
lantern.
stage. Lantern.
Man,
I'm
dog.
gonna start doing Tony's old class. He got a lot
He got
of
a
old
lot of
jokes.
jokes. He don't do the fly
He
joke
don't
no
do-
more.
That's
Well, he
been-
did
it's
those,
been
though.
on
He did 'em,
albums
yeah,
and-
he did
and
'em.
specials and stuff.
Still, man, people don't.
When
know
they're
that.
out,
Still-
it's like
Yeah,
People don't know that, man.
That's true.
You can't do the
you don't even
do the
them,
fly
like,
joke on
the
an
road.
album.
There's so many people that have a brand new audience now that haven't heard.
That's
none of
right.
that
That's
stuff.
gonna be.
But I be
Sure.
thinking everybody has seen it, even though they haven't. I'm like, they seen this.
They gonna see it.
That's gonna be on his hologram show.
right.
On a comedy album, the physical stuff don't matter.
Right.
If you do the flying stuff, it don't matter on no comedy album.
That's facts.
You ever listen to somebody and you just hear the crowd doing stuff and it's like 5 minutes of time, he's like, well, he's clearly
act
doing
out.
doing the act out.
You smiling, but you can't laugh because you don't know what's going on. Like,
It
you
sounds
doing
hilarious.
But
I be
you
trying to
feel-
imagine what's going on though.
Yeah,
You
like-
feel the energy though.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course. But then I'm like, I should have watched this.
I remember when
Well,
I
I
first saw
listened.
Tony. It was at the Purple Onion.
Oh,
So I'd already met
purple.
Craig, then I met DC, and you guys were all, like I said, I was brand new. So at the time, you guys all knew each other on Twitter, and that's when everybody was doing like Follow Fridays
Right,
and blah blah.
yeah.
Twitter was
So
live.
I
It was
considered DC and Tony like because they were talking with Craig and Sean and Marlon and Kevin and everybody, and I was like, so when Tony showed up at the Onion, I was like, oh man, it's Tony Baker. He be on Twitter.
You be on Twitter.
He be talking to other comics on Twitter, comics that I know from childhood. And then I remember I was doing some set, and he tweeted, he was like, Keon's joke about his grandpa is hilarious. I was like,
Oh, right. You almost teared up.
I saw the tweet, I was like,
Sorry, baby.
I was
Retweet.
so happy, dog. I was so happy.
Dad, look.
And then he went up
DC
there. He went up there and killed. And then I think DC had got me on Crack 'em Up, and then Tony saw me again or something like that. That's how we got cool.
Probably.
And I met you last. I met you, Keenan, and
Oh, you had
the
knew
la-
them already.
Yeah, I met you guys at Flappers, but I had
Right.
already knew all three of them.
Cool.
Yeah, Purple Onion was amazing.
Man,
Had,
the new
shout out
venue
to
was dope
Jabari
too.
Davis. I don't know where
Yeah.
you are.
What city
bro.
is that in?
San
Francisco?
Francisco.
No, the Bay.
It closed
In the
like
basement.
recently.
They
but
redid
man,
it, and then they turned it. It was like it looked like this, it was like a jazz kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if it closed because I was gonna shoot a special there.
Yes.
And then I don't know what happened.
energy in there was amazing.
It was crazy.
I
Yeah.
felt funny.
It was
in
so
there.
dope in there.
I was like, yeah.
And it was like downstairs.
Yeah.
I love
Felt
the
like New York.
downstairs
Yeah, the New York
vibe.
feel. Yeah.
That's
Comedy-
why I want the
that-
cellar so bad. I want to go in there so bad.
You should be able to get it now,
Yeah.
right?
I've been trying, man. I've been
Yeah.
mad vouchers, but she's still just like,
You need to go up at the cellar.
yes. I've been wanting it.
Look at-
And
look at
around
Craig.
the corner
Look
to
at
the
Craig.
other
We
spot.
can make that happen. I got you.
I want the
The
other
little
spot around the
downstairs
corner
spot.
too.
It's like
They got the one, the big
It's called-
Pussycat or whatever.
yeah.
I would like to go up at the cellar.
The
I would like
energy.
to put my bid in.
Man,
I'd love to go
dog.
up at the cellar.
I want it so
Remember, I
bad.
met you first.
I want
Wasn't
it.
even doing comedy at the time, Craig. You inspired me. You know?
I like that whole
Your whole
block.
family was great. No, I'm sorry.
That cellar block. I like that whole.
I just
'cause
love
it'd be-
New York, period.
It'd be alive
Yeah.
over there.
Oh man,
Like,
you just
it'd be
go
3
get
in the
that
morning.
chicken pita and then
Man,
you walk.
you get the
walk
pizza right on the
street.
corner.
Right.
The insomnia cookies right there,
Yeah.
and just people be out. Massage place, randomly placed.
It's not too many places like New York. No place like New York, man. When I'm being there, I'll be like, this
Energy.
energy is just
I like
crazy.
it, man.
I haven't been.
I'm all
Especially
in.
if you
Haven't
go
been
with
yet.
someone from New York.
Oh,
it's a
man.
different
Oh, when I
vibe.
went with
Yeah.
Sabrina, she was showing me everything. I was like, I love this city. We was walking a lot too. I was like, yes.
I was right.
'Cause I'm a walker, man.
Oh, I'll be walking in New York.
Man, I will walk borough to borough. No
and
problem.
you can get any, and the bodegas have everything.
You get whatever you need.
Everything.
Man. And the
bro.
cats be
You
on.
did New York with Marlon?
Oh, yeah, heck yeah.
Oh, so you did all the VIP shit
Oh, man.
that you can't get back into when you go by yourself?
That's the part that suck when you be with Marlon. When you go back, they be like, where's your friend?
Right. If you anytime you go out with a headliner,
Oh, man.
and then you notice the difference in treatments. You know, I go somewhere by myself. They nice.
Right.
But I go somewhere with a name. What do y'all need? We'll go next door and cook you up something in the streets.
Oh,
What do
man.
you want us to kill somebody? We'll kill somebody. We don't. He'd be like, what the hell?
I'd have been out with Marlon, and restaurants were closed, and they reopened them bitches. We'd be in there at 3 a.m. eating. The chef would just be cooking shit.
The best is to have
That's
pizza
dope.
brought into
Right.
the club in the middle of
man.
the club, and they just bring hot pizza in. You're like, and everybody's trying to dance. You're like on beat.
I remember jokingly when one of the first time we all hung out. It was like in the city in San Francisco, and the bill.
I be
came.
looking at Keon like, what story you gonna tell?
No,
That's Chaz.
I look like Chaz over here.
Yeah, that's
I know.
Chaz.
Sorry, man.
I know,
Chaz be
shut my
dropping
mouth.
dimes.
That's why I don't
remember
go
me
in
and Tony robbed the liquor store. He had 8 bullets in the gun. He fired 2 of them.
That's why no one invites me nowhere.
We were out and I had just met all of them or whatever, but we was cool. And then the bill came, and I was like, "Oh, I got it." Joking.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And Marlon was like, "Go ahead, man." And I saw that bill. I was like, "Jesus Christ! Like this is what you guys spent." When he just fell out laughing. I was like, "Oh my
Man,
god!"
how much was it? You remember?
It was only like a few bottles and.
Here's the
some
thing:
food or
Keon's
something.
so cheap, it probably wasn't that
No,
much.
it was.
Keon's eyes would pop out.
Keon would be like, $75.
Come on, Marlon. This is unfair.
He'd have burst into flames.
That's
for
why I was like,
$75.
nah, I need-
I just remember seeing it and being like, "That's my rent."
Oh,
well,
wow.
that's a lot of money.
And it was
then.
just like, I was like, "Y'all, this is just okay."
It's something you pass down. So when the next comic you do it to, then they're like, oh man, I could actually make this much where I could spend it.
That's what a lot of
rent and
like.
be
Yeah.
I need to get to that point.
Right.
That's what, and that's
Yeah.
what Damon did for me early. Like I didn't get paid for the show, and he paid me out of his pocket. And it was I never for 5 minutes to make that much, and he was like, "This is incentive. Don't stop." Like
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, shit.
Comedians be doing it. I remember
Yeah.
D-Ray Davis paid for our food randomly. We was just all like eating
You
somewhere.
remember that?
Yeah, were you there?
Yeah,
And he came
at
in.
Mel's
He wasn't
Diner?
even with us. He
Was it
just came in,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Yeah, I got y'all." I was like, he just fronted the
I
bill.
remember that, bro.
You know, and we ordered cheap
Right.
because it was on us initially. We was like, man, he just bought the whole table.
Right.
Comedy is one of the hardest journeys out there.
I think I think when you get the further you get, the more you get it. Like you get the people behind you, and you're like, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember Deion Cole showed up and just bought everybody at the store. He was like, "What y'all want?" We was like, "What you talking about?
Right. What do you mean?
What y'all want?" And we was like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
He just saw a room full of, it was like, "Yeah, what,
Young
y'all want
aspiring comic.
man.
something?" And I was like, "Damn."
Do you
All
think? This is for everybody. Have you seen anything that make you think your kids would do stand up or entertainment?
Mine low key, dog.
Which one?
Mine are both of them. They
Yeah?
wild, man. They are. It's just wild. Every day is something, and they want it. Like it's just they be like, Dad, and they'll just do something. Dad, is it funny? I'd be like, oh god.
Would you encourage? Would you encourage it?
Yeah, because me and Cotty have talked about that. We're a family. No diss to 9 to 5s, but we're a family of dreamers. If you want to go do something, do it.
That's what's up.
It's not from sports to whatever. Whatever you want to do, go do
Right.
that.
Do
Like,
it,
I'm not going
yeah.
to tell you and I understand it's a generational thing. You get a job, you get a trade or college or military, and then that's just what they did.
Right.
And then now we don't have to do that. We have the luxury of you got options, and if you want to chase something, go do it. So whatever they want to do, like. I love how Kev's kid told him, I don't want to go to college. I want to do this. And he was like, all right, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Well, when you're afforded the luxury of being like, okay, let's do that, that's the perfect thing
Yeah.
to do.
Right.
What are you excited about? Oh, here's
Yeah.
your first business loan.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people's dreams get killed because of their circle.
Oh yeah.
Saying
Family
that
be killing
They
dreams
can't
tough.
fathom you doing that. So they're like, nah, you need to go to college, or you need to have a back. You need to, because they can't see it.
Right.
And a lot of people are trying to invest in themselves, and they don't say, hey, wait, that idea is actually better. I should invest in that one.
Right.
Yeah.
I had an aunt told me that I should quit.
Really? How early on was this?
It's like
This morning.
Still
On the way
doing
in.
it.
Still doing it, huh?
She's in the comments
said
already. Quit.
Well, mind you, I started right out of high school. It was like 04, but this was probably 2012ish to 14ish. I was like 6, 7, 8 years in. You know what I'm saying? But things were cool. You know, you do your normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the comedy world, it just takes a minute. You know what I mean? And she was like, "You should quit, get that shit up, move back." She was.
Well, how did she say it?
It was pretty much like that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Why-
So
but
as soon as you came
paraphrasing.
in, you should quit.
It was,
But
hey,
why-
auntie.
yeah.
It was over the
you
phone.
should quit.
on the hug. You should quit.
It
Give
was
up.
no, it was like over the phone because I was out here already, and I was like, okay, thanks. And then
Why, though?
We
Why
haven't
did
talked since.
she
Ooh,
didn't-
hate people. Some people are just hateful people. I think
Baby,
she's
I got
just
a
a hateful
ticket
person.
for you.
Yeah,
That was on her heart to say.
Yeah.
When I talk to Chaz again, I'm gonna tell him.
That had been eating at her for
quit.
some weird reason.
huh?
That had been eating at her for some
Right.
weird
Yeah, that
reason.
didn't just come
but-
from nowhere.
But then I was also like, I mean, we can run the stats down of your life, and I'm doing well. So you know what I mean. So you know, it's like who are you gonna listen?
You
to
always
sometimes?
got to. I say that all the time. Consider the source.
Okay, absolutely.
Right.
Even when it comes to no matter what, we read comments and whatnot. But I always am like, but who's saying this? to
Right.
me?
Yeah.
Right.
You don't count.
I wasn't like, oh, my aunt said that. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
move. Got to.
Yeah.
That's the thing about when you first moved to LA. Well, for me, when I first moved to LA, I started seeing people that didn't have 9 to 5s, that were rich, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, we can make it out here. This shit's feasible.
Well, some of them aren't.
I don't know, rich, but
I've seen a lot of people in Teslas that I've never seen on television. I'm like, what the? Where?
I wanted to ask you guys a question though. For like even you, your dad did it, and you grew up around it. So for you, that was never a deterrent. Like you never got deterred, right?
I never even thought about doing my dad. Comedy was right under my nose, and I never was like, I'm gonna be a comedian like my dad. It just happened like naturally. You know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah.
was like, I ain't making it hoop. I need another dream. I knew I didn't want to. What I did know is I didn't want to work a
I
9
knew
to
that.
I knew I didn't want to work a 9 to 5. Nothing against 9 to 5s.
Yeah.
Because they've carried me a long way. But I just knew that I couldn't. People telling me what to do and be there at a certain time. I was like, that's not for me. I need to be on my own schedule.
Yeah.
And then so when hoop didn't work out, you know when you get to that age where you like, I'm not going to the NBA. I'm 27.
You
still.
gotta start looking at. All right, what am I gonna do?
What else am I
What's
gonna
next?
do? You start
Yeah.
seeing all the kids they drafted and be like 17, 18. You be like,
There was one dude I saw. I think the oldest dude was 31. That made it to the NBA, and he was with the Pistons, I think. And it might have been another dude with the Lakers.
Pistons, huh?
The one with the
Yeah.
drug problem, Lloyd, something Lloyd with no eyebrows. He came back from a drug problem. Yeah,
Maybe, I don't know.
Lloyd
The dude
Oh,
Strong.
you
Lakers?
talking about Villanueva, Charlie Villanueva?
No.
That's
He's the only one I know
No,
with no
he had
eyebrows.
Yeah.
no eyebrows
Yeah.
too, but no, that was another dude
I
came
remember
real
that.
quick. He played one season with the Lakers.
Yeah.
One season still, you made it.
You
I
made
mean,
it.
I mean, this dude was like when Luke Walton was on. He was like on the G League for the longest, played all across the country. Was still on. When he got that call, he broke down and cried. Magic came and gave him the call himself.
Is that the guy that dropped 20?
Yeah, that
Oh,
day.
he
oh
killed.
yeah.
He balled.
Yeah. But I was like, I mean, he didn't last for that team, but he was
No,
just like,
but he got to play.
I came and I
And
dropped
I
20
dropped
in the NBA.
20 in an
Come on,
NBA
man.
game, so
For
that
the
lets me know I
Lakers.
could have
For
did
the
it.
Lakers at
and
that.
everybody saw it. He was
Right.
huge for a minute.
Yeah,
Right.
they didn't re-sign him.
No.
But,
It felt like a gimmick. Like they were just like,
Well, that next game,
Not
he
if
didn't
you
do so
dropped
well.
20 something.
right.
though.
Make
But
a wish.
no, but they didn't re-sign him. He's doing
No.
good.
Well, he was 30.
And he's out the league
Yeah.
again.
He was
But-
way older. He was way older than 31. He was old.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I
He
think
was
so.
closer to like damn near 40.
Yeah,
I
he was
think.
close.
It's a bless your heart type
Right.
of moment. Bless your little
And they,
heart.
Right.
man.
they
Give
was
him
like,
some
you've been
shine.
so close all this time. Here's a chance. But when he got in, that nigga shine.
And the Lakers were trash at that time.
Well, that's not the point, DC.
Yes,
the
it
point
is.
is, my man,
It was some
pursued,
there was
Give
some
him his
sympathy.
moment, man.
How many people would tell him to quit and he did not?
he was
We
there,
could go
DC.
It was
you had to do
sympathy.
comedy.
It
How
was
about that?
sympathy.
well, let me add to the question about my kids coming into the industry.
Oh,
I'll get back.
I forgot about
we
that.
go,
No,
you
no,
know,
no.
Wednesday,
I
come
started
back,
and I
come
was
back.
like, yeah.
Well, with me, I was around it all the time, and it was always fun. And with my kids, every job I have, they come to set all the time. My daughter's been in everything from Debbie Allen to she's interned at music studios for the last 5-6 years. She's dedicated to it. She goes to Howard. So she'll be coming into the industry.
Hey, you?
Yeah,
Howard,
HU.
man.
We don't need any more Waynes, man.
We
Like,
need a lot more.
We don't need any more.
Who's going to
Waynes.
hire everybody?
Right. I was about to say,
A
yes,
lot of
we
people
do.
don't hire
Man,
nobody.
Y'all been good to
Oh
me.
man, we
Yeah,
got too
I
many.
love the Waynes.
They definitely
They
been
have
good.
There's
to me.
1,000 Waynes. You said they definitely been good to me.
We wouldn't have no credits if it wasn't for the Wayans.
We break talent. A lot of
You guys
people
do.
don't break
No, it's
talent.
great.
They'll get somebody that's on already, but
Right.
it's like, nah, I see this dude. I think he can handle this. Let's go.
No, the
That's what I
Wayans
love
are
about the Wayans. Just be
great.
like, you know what? Come on.
Yeah, man, you ain't got to be on already
Yeah.
for them to rock with
And
you.
if you're not a like idiot or like weird or they like, yeah, you're a nice guy.
That's key.
Come on.
And that's more organic to comedy, man. Like these Hollywood types, they don't know what's funny.
Right.
Nah.
They be like, we want a show like this, and then
They also don't know people. They see you in an audition, and that's all you got.
Right.
We hang out with everybody, so
Right.
we see. Like when we did the sketch show, we were like, when me, Lil Damon, and Vinny did the sketch show, we were
Yeah.
like, oh, Tony will kill this. Tony, and he came in,
That
did
was
the
funny.
detective. I just was watching that the other day.
the
That's why.
captain or whatever, the
Yeah.
lieutenant.
That aired, right?
Nah.
Nah.
Oh man, I'd love to see that on TV.
I haven't seen it in years. I'd like to see it again.
Let me look for
yeah,
it. man.
cue it up. If I could post it, that would be.
What up, y'all? Look, I know I'm the guy every time we talk. Who cares? Get over it. You pick yourself up, blah, blah. But I understand that not everybody is built like that. And mental health is something that should be taken seriously. So I'm going to introduce you guys to BetterHelp. BetterHelp, that's HELP. They have licensed therapists that you can talk to online. You start communicating in under 48 hours. All right, it's not a crisis center. It's not like a self-help center. It's licensed professional counseling if you need it. I want people to be happy out here. I want y'all to be smiling. I want y'all to be thumbs up. And if you need help, it's okay. That's BetterHelp.com. And if you go to BetterHelp.com/issues, you get 10% off to get the help that you would need. Again, that's BetterHelp.com/issues. And join the 1 million people that are already on there getting the help they need. All right. So I know, I'm not the guy to deliver this message, but I actually do care about you guys, and I care about everybody's well-being. So go ahead and check that out.
That'd be dope.
Man.
Might have a second chance to live nowadays.
I wanted Afion show to work.
In the flow?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it had all my friends was on it. So
Yeah.
I was like,
I've heard
man.
it had other problems.
I heard a lot of behind the scenes.
We can't talk on here.
In the flow with Afion Crockett.
All I just saw my friends, and
Yeah.
when I see my friends, I be wanting stuff.
Of
to
course.
work.
Oh
Like, I'll
man,
be
I
like,
watch him now and be like, man, y'all had all this talent and y'all didn't make this work. You see him and Godfrey, like they make things come to
Right.
life right there.
Man.
And I'm like,
Those two
How
dudes
did
are
you-
so
I remember the
talented,
show.
man.
I love and it didn't make was The Underground. Was
I remember that.
oh, we
Joe
did
Damon.
2 seasons.
on Showtime.
Yeah.
That was with Big Dame, right?
Yeah.
Big Damon,
Yeah.
Lil Damon.
But I just remember, man, like, and what's his name? Ari Spears was on there.
Harry Spears, Mikey Day.
It was dope.
I remember that.
Who's on
Underground.
SNL right now?
Anything Big Damon was a part of,
Uh-huh.
I pulled up. Everything he did, I was like, I'm there. Ever since, from Robert Townsend, Partners in Crime,
Yeah.
ever since, I believe, yeah.
Telling my mom.
But I didn't pull up to Marcy X. That was the only thing I didn't pull up.
Yeah, that was he was going.
I didn't even watch that.
What was Marcy X about? I don't know.
he was a rapper pimp or something.
Yeah,
I didn't
with
I didn't
Lisa
wanna see it.
Kudrow. Was it Lisa Kudrow? Was
I
the co-star?
don't- I
It was
didn't
like,
see
it.
that's the
When you
only
put
thing
it
I
on
didn't
blast.
watch. I was like, nah, I ain't watching.
Big
that.
Damon is the only one I still like. We know your family and all that, but he when I was on set with Damon's last show, Big Damon came in to do his episode, and I was still like,
Oh man, every time, man. I
That's
pulled
my
up.
episode. I wrote that one.
That was
Okay,
my
yeah, that's
episode,
man.
not his. Mine.
He came and do his. I wrote that one.
Yeah, man.
I bowed when I met him. I was
Oh,
like,
everybody
man,
else,
I
I
be
be
starstruck,
so
man.
regular, and I'm still. I don't know.
he was
why.
like, "What are you doing, man?" I don't know.
I
He,
don't
he
know,
was the
man.
first one to quit the industry because he didn't like the practices.
Yep.
He
Big
tried
Dame-
to buy the word nigga. They wouldn't let him trademark it. He got banned from the Laugh Factory.
I remember that.
because they told him he couldn't say nigga.
Mm.
I remember Big Damon was
Remember.
like,
So he went on stage. And,
Big Damon was like, I like what you're doing, DC. He know my name. He know my name.
Exactly the reaction,
He know
Bruh.
my name, yo.
He's like, you know the D stands for Damon, right? I just changed it today.
man. Dog, when Damon Jr. was like, "My dad thinks you're funny," I was like, "Word." What?
And I love the whole family, but I think because I grew up, like I think I've watched Major Payne 400 million times.
I've seen Blank Man. Remember, I was
Yeah.
literally
Oh,
watching.
man,
You remember how many
yeah.
times I've
Yep.
seen Blank Man?
I got Blank Man as a classic.
see, I get offended when
absolutely.
people talk about the first black superheroes. I was like, you have to mention Meteor Man and Blank Man.
Yes.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like literally when me and Tony were roommates, bro. I watched
Blank Man
like,
so funny,
Blank
man.
so
was
funny.
He's like, "We're
best.
gonna do it together, like a team."
Like a team.
When he delivered that baby and said, "I'm a father, nigga."
Man.
No, you're not.
I didn't know Little Dame. I didn't know Lil Dame. That was Lil Damon
Yeah.
until
Oh,
later
yeah.
on in life.
And,
Yep.
and his daughter.
Yeah.
was in
and his
there.
son.
Mikey was in there too, huh?
Yeah, that was the other kid.
I did not know that, bro.
Blank Man was well done.
It was
though.
great,
It was
bro.
so
it was great.
How'd it do in the box office?
It didn't do well at all.
It was
Yeah.
great.
7 million.
Yeah, it did.
People
all
just
right.
couldn't grasp the concept of it.
of a
So-
black superhero. Same thing with
Yeah.
Meteor Man.
He's a
They
hood
And then it was the
Batman,
tone
bro.
of it too.
He
It
was
was
a
like,
ghetto
is it a
Batman.
comedy? Is it a comic book movie? It was like Meteor Man didn't do well either. Meteor Man, I think it made less than Blank Man
They should re-release shit like
Yeah.
nowadays and see how it really does.
because it built a cult following like
Right.
after. You know what I mean?
man.
So
Golden Lords.
yeah, I was there in movie theaters opening weekend. I was there for both of them. Like yes, and I, was
Blank
like,
Man
I look at the
was
box
great.
office reports. I'm like, damn it, 5 Heartbeats didn't even do well,
That's one.
Wow.
and that's one of the best
Joint.
movies ever
They
made.
should re-release stuff.
That's my joint.
How did Color Purple do?
It did very well.
Yeah,
Was that a white
it was a
director?
slave
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
It did very well.
you're
Spielberg
right.
was directing the blacks.
Yeah, but it was a good movie. I don't want to just discredit it, but it was,
It was
good.
a good movie.
It was very good, but it did well.
I'm ashamed of some of my favorite scenes.
Mm.
The Harp, you told Harpo to
Well,
beat
beat me.
me.
Bro,
Yeah.
those things are iconic. They're in every black
Color
show,
Purple was
movie.
great.
I can't watch Color. My sisters and cousins watch
Yeah,
Color
I
Purple
feel the
so
same way.
much.
You done
Show
with it?
You don't
is
like
That-
ugly.
that- for,
You
for a
show
little
ugly,
boy, you be like depressed.
Yeah,
You
it's
know, you be
down.
like,
It's tough.
Those are
Right.
things that we're not supposed to laugh at, but that was.
But
I was laughing
knew-
in the Color Purple.
I knew who I was as a person by how hard I laughed at that part.
Wait,
I was
which
like, oh
part?
yeah, but
Which
she
part?
walked in and was like, "You sure is ugly."
Oh,
I
man.
flatlined, and I was a kid, and I was like, you know what? I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I got in trouble a
This is-
couple
and
times
that's
during that movie for
this
laughing
is
at the
who I
wrong
am.
part.
Man, that movie was good though.
I don't like that you can't laugh at stuff that you're not supposed to laugh
I
at.
just laugh, man,
I'll be laughing at stuff. People like, you're a monster.
because we can't control it. You
No.
laugh at what you laugh at.
It's just stuff be funny. I don't be meaning to.
Yeah.
My wife looks at me like, how wow. I'm just like, you.
Our
Well, I
minds,
saw- yeah.
our comedians' minds are we
I'm like, I
we'll see
can't.
something like dark and be like, that's funny.
I'll be wanting to mine it for
Right.
gold, man. Anything that happens to me, I'll be like, I want to take this to the stage.
Right.
Every time.
People be like, "Oh, it's off limit."
Ain't nothing. It's off limits.
I be looking
For
at
me.
it like, there's no way I'm the only person that finds this funny.
No.
Right.
So all I have to do is figure out how to say it to where everybody else sees it how I see it and makes it funny.
Yeah.
But
That's the
it is
trick.
funny.
But that's the challenge
Wait.
part, because when you start off doing a joke that's risque, they'll be like, now we're gonna laugh at this one to start off with. They're gonna be like, ooh,
Yeah, where you
ooh.
going
Yeah,
with
with people filming and stuff now, it's hard to work out a new joke, I would assume.
yeah.
They be
Because
like,
You
"He
usually
bombing
start
tonight
at the very
Man.
darkest spot
Yeah.
and bring it up. So when you just announce, and especially you announce stuff like slaw, and then you
Slaw.
start, if you say something and don't get to finish the headline,
Yeah, I don't open up with my dark stuff. I will put it in after they already like me.
Yeah, so they gotta get to like you.
And then I'll be like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
What about when they never like you? Sometimes they, sometimes they get there and they just,
We was never on board. It was like,
I do one, and I'm like, I don't know, but I think some people have like when Tony walks on stage, people just be like, I like this guy. And some people have, like, I got told that one time. I did open with a dark one up front, but it hit, and I won't say who it was, but you guys already know. But they told me,
who is?
they was like, hey, don't open with jokes like that here, and I was like, but it ripped.
Oh, yeah.
And they was like, yeah, but you don't open up with stuff like that. You only got away with it because they like you.
Who said this?
And I'm
remember.
like,
remember
I'm like, well,
this
that's.
I'm ready to start calling people out. Man.
I was like, well, that's the
Sick of
point.
You ain't
Like,
gonna call them out.
likability.
I can't remember who it is.
You're
ain't
not
gonna
gonna call
call
them
them
out.
I know who it is.
No, you
I'll
won't.
tell you.
You wouldn't anyway. We'll tell you.
Oh, I
later.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I got my shut up. I'm shut the fuck
You
up.
ain't gonna call them out.
I mean, it was
Whisper to
fine, but it was just like,
Mike is right.
oh, even Chad ain't gonna say who
I'm
it
gonna have a
is.
whisper to me.
it was fine. It was just like when he said that, I was just like, well, likability is half the battle up there.
Oh, that's the
So you
intangible.
can't like I didn't take that as an insult, like saying that you only got away with it because you're likable. Yeah, that's why I get away with a lot of shit.
Oh, I know who said it. You
That's
motherfucker.
I'm glad.
That's the
I'm glad.
intangible, man. That's
Like,
what you want.
That's a gift. Like that's everybody
Right.
wants that. So I'm like, yeah.
Cause I skate by on that sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause my premises don't be super genius. I just be up there and
No, they do, bro.
skate. But no, I'm saying like
It's
there's
the way
certain
your
pockets
mind
of it.
works
It's just like
with
I
it.
just like him.
Yeah.
And so I can skate on that for a little bit.
Have y'all ever experienced gold turn to shit? Like you start bombing, you like, oh, I'm gonna go to my go-tos, and then the
Oh.
bombing just
Yeah.
made the rest be.
This will bail me out, and then you further down, and then
At that point, they don't like you.
you in the
Yeah,
quicksand.
yeah.
They don't.
I'm
Once they
done
don't
before. I'm like,
you,
well, guys, it's not gonna get better from here. because that was the best one I had.
You jump to your closer. They'd be like,
I've done that a couple of times. Y'all remember in Oakland? When
Oh man!
you jump straight to your closer.
Yo,
Wait. It was me. It was
all of us.
It was
All of us.
everybody.
Plus
And
Keenan
Keenan
Baker
and
and Brandon Lewis.
All right, tell a story.
So we get to Oakland. We doing a show. Keon set this show up. So we get there, and this is when we doing our comedy tour.
we'll come back to that
6 of
show
us.
setup too.
And,
I was mad at that show setup.
The show setup looked sketchy as hell.
It
It was
sketchy as
like
shit.
nobody
but DC
was
was being a hater because we roasted him for Sacramento.
Oh,
So DC was being petty, like, oh, I bet, let's see if we get paid for this show.
No,
Like,
no. Okay, let me.
we
Let
got
me,
paid.
let me say my Sacramento. 6 of us went to Sacramento.
This is the story
Yeah.
before the
and
story.
we got $300 and we split $300 to get paid. So they were like, that ain't a lot of money. Tony was appreciative. Chaz was appreciative. Everyone was appreciative, but it just
It
wasn't
was
a
a
lot of
dope
money.
show.
yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
But
That was a
in
great show.
true fashion, we obviously roasted DC for that.
They was like,
made
we going
pennies.
here for $300, DC.
But we just wanted to do the show. It was fine.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
I was like, I got another one for us guys, and we were all making like 100-something each.
Oh, it was pennies.
It was
man.
It was pennies, but it was more.
Scraps.
It was more than DC's. So then I was like,
Not by much.
I was
No,
like,
it wasn't by much at
I was
all.
like, yo, I think we get 150 a piece. or something
Right.
like
It was something like that.
that. And then I was like, we got the venue set up, but he had to change venues last minute. And then so we get to this other place. This nigga like, are we gonna get paid?
No,
People
he-
gonna
no.
show up?
Tell the whole, he had us
DC
downstairs.
wanted it.
Downstairs in
It
that
was.
basement, the show upstairs, the venue, it wasn't built for comedy at
Right.
all.
No.
It was just like, so we walking through
like an
the,
old
the
barber
show
shop.
space.
Yeah.
We just like,
we were supposed to be
okay.
upstairs,
Right.
And then they had to move us downstairs.
Yeah.
So the whole time, but DC couldn't wait. He was like, "Oh, y'all talk about me, but this is looking like it's gonna be."
But we
yeah."
got paid before we even hit the stage.
Before we hit the stage, and that's when he had to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Before the show even
We
started,
got the money. The money was
he
guaranteed.
was like, "Here your
Right.
money," and
Man.
DC was like,
I was like, hey, Keon, man, good job, Keon.
so with that, with us getting paid in advance, we like at least we're getting our money. The show might
Right.
be trash, but at least we getting paid. Then it filled up.
It was packed. Like
It filled up.
standing room,
Yeah,
Great
so we
show.
like, all right,
Standing room.
okay.
So
Things
then-
are looking
so
up.
By this point, I'm arrogant because
Yeah.
I'm like, we didn't got paid up front. It's
Uh-huh.
standing room only.
Yeah.
I'm just staring at DC in his face.
So
Like, yeah.
now we just like,
I
hopefully
pulled
the
up.
crowd is good.
Right.
So
What's
we get
their
up
work?
there. Brandon Lewis hosts. They was
was
digging
lit,
him. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Keenan kills it.
Yeah.
Kills
Keenan-
it.
Keenan
Oh, he
Keenan had
heard
the
it.
best set we had ever seen.
Right.
in
Man.
my life,
I think I
ever.
went up before Keenan.
No, you was after Keenan.
No.
They
Sure?
remember. You tried to black it out your memory.
No, because I always went after
Maybe
Lou.
you were
No,
before
Chaz-
Keenan.
Chaz was first.
I always
Yeah.
I remember
Chaz-
I
So
was
B.
always-
Lou killed it.
B. Lou
Yeah, B. Lou
opened
was
it up.
great.
Yeah.
Chaz
Chaz
goes up there, starts shitting on Oakland.
I wasn't.
What was he
shitting on
saying?
Oakland.
He was just like, man, this hood here, man. This is what y'all living in. And
I did not say any of that stuff. I did not say any of those things.
What did you say?
was
I forgot, but I
roughly
remember
that.
you shit on
Yeah.
Oakland, and they was like,
Nah,
"Nigga."
I said Oakland was gritty. I said it. I
Those
said
were
it.
the
man,
words.
you
No, I
gotta
did. I
say
said
it how
gritty.
you said it.
But I just remember this part. I just remember this is the part where they all lost. Because I think whatever I was doing up front was cool, blah, 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 all that good stuff. They was with it. And then I said something like, I was like, if California was a face, Oakland would be like the neck tat or something like that.
And they was like,
They
or a
was
face
lying.
tattoo. And it was like,
They
room-
then he
look-
tried to. Well, I'm from a gritty city as well.
Yeah, I'm
you
from
know, 'cause
Detroit.
Detroit,
and they didn't
was
care.
They didn't get
And
it.
so,
Damn, bruh.
as a comic, you know when it went south.
Yeah,
So
it
we
was-
all
it
on the
was-
sideline like, yo, he finna bomb.
yeah,
he
it
finna
was immediate.
Chaz knows he's finna bomb.
Yeah, it was coming. I felt all that.
So what did he?
He did it early in the set. He dissed Oakland early
Oh,
in the
early,
set.
Early, it was right
early. They was like, he was trying his best. He was in there scrapping and scraping.
So and once you bomb, you got like less than 30 seconds to win that crowd.
So Chaz dove into his closest.
his Negro-lution. He was like, let me get the Negro-lution joke. Get him on my
I
side.
got right.
But what was so funny is we all knew what he was doing,
Oh, yeah.
so we in tears on the side.
Bailing
He
out.
started talking fast. He was like, he was like, let me.
I remember what saved that set too. I remember somebody was coming in to sit down, and they sat down loud as hell, and it was like pop, and I was like, damn, blah, blah, and that everybody came back up, and I just started making fun of people in the audience for the rest. I'm thinking my name is I'm out.
I'm out.
Because I remember there was a dude I was like making fun. He looked like a Barack Obama, and with that, it was his crowd work. Get out of there, bro.
That's the key. When you're bombing,
Oh,
we all
the
bad
bailout.
set. You gotta tap out.
Oh yeah,
It's okay
Yeah.
to be like, all right,
tap out.
time.
Do what you got to do to survive. Too.
Right.
If you got to go to the crowd work, do it.
Yeah, I was like, great. I kind of got him halfway interested again, and then I was like,
You paved the way for Keenan to have a
I
great
did.
rep.
I did.
I've heard a couple comics start cutting it short, and you have to run and get the headline and be like, "Hey man, he's cutting it short. you just got to get ready. He's getting off
people bail
now."
out
You be like,
quick.
I got like 5 more minutes. No,
Nah,
he's
getting
getting
out.
off.
Well, I've done enough that I thought like, all right, well, I only got 2 chances to save this, right? I was like, I can either do my close and work backwards, all right? But it depended on how big that boom. It wasn't a big enough boom when they're like, we forgive you.
Yeah,
So then when that lady sat down, bro, oh my God.
Thank God.
That was,
the
that-
lifever.
woo.
Hey,
we was
man,
on the side like
don't
this
diss
nigga's
Oakland,
finna-
Because I was like, I'm about to take this bomb, bro.
It's
I
gonna
was
be a
like,
long ride
it's
back.
gonna
And
be
then,
a
and,
long
then,
ride
and then
back.
that's the thing. The bomb of the crowd, I could care less about. I've bombed before, no problem, nigga. That ride back, for 5 hours.
You know it's
we about to
coming.
chew you up. in
You
6
know
hours.
it's coming.
A 5-hour ride.
5 hours.
But I
You
was
had to be the
saving
only-
my full energy on laughing at Chaz because I was like, I don't want to laugh too hard because then it's gonna come back to me when I get up there. So I was just like,
I was like, yo, to be the only one who bombs, no, can't be me. Can't be
that
me.
scramble. When you started talking faster, like I couldn't. I started laughing. Like I wasn't laughing at you bombing. I was laughing because I knew it was happening. And
Yeah.
I was just like, he's like, I got to figure this
what
out.
made it funny was the reason why you struggled because you went up there and dissed
Did it to
them.
himself.
A city that's notoriously proud of where they
so
from.
proud.
I did not know that. Okay, I did not know. I thought they had a sense of humor. Detroit, you make fun of Detroit all day. People love it.
Do you console? Do you guys console?
Most cities you can make fun of and people will laugh.
Do you guys console other comedians when they bomb?
Hell no.
Nah, I'm trash at the
You just don't talk to them.
If I see that they're truly defeated, like, hey man, we all go through it, man. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta get on stage again. But like,
If you need a pep
Other than
talk,
that,
you haven't done it long enough.
I'm a subject changer.
Right.
Like, man, dog, you know what I'm saying? The lion escaped from the San Francisco Zoo. Look at this video.
What if they're like, man, fuck that line. What about my set?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'll talk out what went wrong and then just go.
I don't
from
like
there.
the people who bomb and then ask you like, what you think, or like, yeah, how was it? It's like, come on, man,
You know how it was.
you have a sense of that.
I don't like
I-
the delusional. Oh no, sorry.
I was gonna say I've known a lot of comics starting out, and they just will bomb nonstop and not even know like. No, people
Oh, I
supposed
know.
to
Yeah,
laugh.
the delusions.
They'll get
That's what I
up
was just
everywhere
about
and
to say,
just
yeah.
bomb everywhere they
crazy,
go, and
yeah.
you're like, how are they?
I don't like
several
delusional
comedians
bombers
like that.
because I'm like,
I killed it, and I'm be like,
Yeah.
what?
no, you
Because I'm
didn't.
so self-aware. When we did Big Sky
Oh yeah.
after my set, and I didn't even have a bad set, but I knew it wasn't enough to finish top 3, so I was
Right.
pissed. And I got off stage and I was like, fuck. Like, I'm like, I blew it. I want that money.
Right.
And I remember Preacher was like, it wasn't bad. I was like, shut up, bro. And he just started laughing. Because he knew it wasn't that good. But he was going to try to do the fake. I was like, bro, don't do
Don't
that.
give me the fake. I don't like the fake.
And he was like, well,
And you know,
yeah.
but you know, you should be doing it. If like I said, if you don't know, you haven't done it enough.
Yeah.
But
Remember
you
that
should
time I
know.
bombed in Riverside?
Oh, when you call me for help?
Yeah, like Chaz help. I was giving them all I got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was the wardrobe, man.
You really
Everybody
said-
was dressed up, man. I was just
Oh,
up
we didn't
there.
know.
Man, I didn't know.
You really said Chaz help?
Oh yeah. Fresh from the stage. I was like, Chaz help.
They didn't laugh at that?
They didn't know what was happening. They didn't know who
I
I
don't even
was.
remember at
I
that
was
point.
cracking up though. I had a good time.
That was a long ride home from
They
Riverside.
didn't know who he was. Just a random Chaz help.
I would look at Tony.
I was giving it all I got, Captain.
You was headlining too?
Because I remember.
don't remember.
Wait, I remember because I remember this dude. He was a Hispanic dude. He went up and he was doing like a bunch of. He was doing like a Def Jam set. I swear he just watched Def Jam, did a bunch of black jokes, but said it was like Latinos be like whooping kids, and I was like,
They was loving it, huh?
oh, they were eating it up. They was eating it. And the Tony comes on very different type, but the host also wasn't a host. You know what I'm saying? He was like a comedy host who can be able to change energy, shift stuff. You know what I mean? Because you want to be able to be like, all right, cool, blah, blah, blah. Because had I took a full bomb in Oakland, Brandon's job would have to come back up, right?
rebuild.
And rebuild from what I tore down, you know. But that's from experience of hosting. You gotta be like, damn, this dude bombed. I gotta make sure that this guy coming up can build something. Because nothing's worse than being like, oh, he bombed. All right, here comes the next dude. You're like, come on, man. Or even if somebody kills, they super kill. I expect that host to like calm everybody back down just a little bit, keep that same energy.
Yeah.
But I want you to be able to be like, let's readjust. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna do what that person just did.
Right.
So, but that host he was just like, okay, well, let's keep the show going. Tony Baker. And then Tony was like,
that's weird.
Man.
Yeah. So Tony was supposed to go up there and do a bunch of, so I was growing up like,
Chaz helped, gave him the fake name on the way out. I was out of there. Both feet on the gas pedal.
I bombed because of that one time.
Man.
It was a Def Jam type show.
it's hard to follow something
And
like
I
that.
wasn't
Like,
back then. I didn't know how to.
yeah.
I'm like 6, 7. I didn't know how to do it after that. Like, so I did my regular set, and it was whatever. Nate Jackson was, I think he was headlining Sam Bam or something like that. They were 2 headliners, and the people the whole show was just roaches, and and I'm like, I'm
roaches.
not. And back then, I'm like, I'm taking you on this journey. And it's just I didn't know how to do it yet. And then I remember I got off stage.
Journey comedy.
Yeah, and I got up on stage, and I was just like sitting in the back, and this old dude was like, hey, these ignorant niggas don't know shit, man. and it made me laugh, and I was just like, okay. Like,
But
I have an audience.
You'll get that, but like, hey, we were cracking up such and
Yeah.
such. Well, but first, I didn't hear you laugh. That would have been nice.
That's the
Well, he
sympathy.
was, but he
That's
was
the
like,
sympathy.
he was mad for me. He was like, no, your stuff was good.
No.
They're just stupid.
Yeah, people come out
And
the
I
way
was
to be
like,
like,
all right.
I like what you did. Because, if you bomb, you're not going to be at the end of the show next to the door. You know what I mean?
I'm saying? Those people that come up to you, where were you at?
No, he
yeah.
he was the guy I kept looking at. He was laughing.
Where were you at? Like,
It's
I
just
need-
everybody else was like,
I need you to tell the audience, hey, y'all, listen to this motherfucker. He
Yeah.
good. Give him a chance.
That don't help.
nah. Then they
what
was
happened to me
ordering,
in the
like they
Bronx.
just checked out. They started
Right.
ordering. They was loud. It's hey bitch, what? And I was just like, all right. But
Yeah,
he was like, nah. I think it was his family too.
Uh-huh.
So he was like, they're stupid.
Good.
Like they're niggas. Like they don't.
I know
they
my crowd,
can't.
though. I know my crowd.
Well, now it's everybody. It
but
doesn't
like,
matter.
Right.
But then I didn't know how to do
here.
it.
I'm not going to do well here.
I had to learn how to play black people. I
Me
started
too.
off in white rooms.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
learn how to be. I used to be intimidated. Like, oh man, are they going? Because you get a concept of what you think they want to laugh at from watching Def Jam, BET, and all that. You be like, but I don't be doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I had to learn.
No,
But
learning
when
how
I
to-
went in there and just was
Yeah.
comfortable, I was good.
When you start in mainstream rooms and
Right.
you go to the black rooms, it was like. So then I just started spending more time in Oakland. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go do what's the spot that they closed? Dorsey's.
Dorsey's
And all
Live,
those and
Hood.
apartment.
God,
I just started doing those. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do those, and then I was like, oh, it's not different. It's my delivery.
right.
I just had to I'd have to give it to them how they would accept it.
You got use, But I was like, learning how to be yourself in different crowds was hard. Because even when I started to I was going out to like Montebello a lot because they give you more time, but they're all Hispanic rooms. You know what I mean? And but even when you do like the haha and they're like Hispanic rooms, they give you mad energy.
Oh yeah.
It'd be mad energy. But I was kind of like, oh, you just got to use different, same thing, different references. I'm like, bring that energy up. Because you do a lot of white rooms, they'll sit there and listen and be patient. You know what I mean? But you'll get also a lot of like they're laughing constantly, but it's not like. But you do black Hispanic rooms, so you get the roars.
Bombing in front of white crowds hurt more to me.
Really?
They just be, because they don't say anything because they don't understand what you're saying. So it's like you speaking to like foreigners, they just be cutting their steak. Like,
They be like, bless your little heart.
keep going. He's talking.
Oh, okay. I'm telling you a little story.
Yeah, at least I'd rather bomb in front of black or Latino because at least they'll be rude
Right.
to me.
Right.
At least they'll let me know. Like you said, white people they'll be polite. And
Right.
like I remember we did a show and D-Ray was supposed to headline and D-Ray didn't show up. So they just called 5 comics to be like, come fill in because we need a show. So they're already pissed. And this is Tommy T's. It's D-Ray's crowd. So it's just nothing but Richmond, Oakland, you know what I'm saying? Vallejo. That's all that's in there. And then they're upset because D-Ray's not here. So now they're watching 5 people they don't know. So they're already going to make us work anyway. They're pissed. And it's a hood crowd. I mean hood. 5 of the first 4 of us, we did good. And then I'm not going to say who it was, closed it out.
Who was it?
You guys know. I'll tell you after. He closed it out, and I mean,
The
he
crowd don't want
bombed.
to hear that.
I need
the people,
names.
The people want to hear the names.
He bombed.
Keon.
I know, he
What
bombed
was
to the
joke?
point.
What's one of his jokes?
It was so.
Tell us who it was.
It was so bad that how normally bombing's funny.
Oh yeah.
It was. We were watching the clock like, damn, he still has 10 more minutes. Like we just wanted him to get off. We felt so bad for him.
Did he stay up there the whole time?
He did his time,
Yeah.
and he knew it. He was like, he took it though as like, you're not here to see me, whatever. But some dude after the show was like, y'all was fine. You suck. You need some work. And I was just like, God damn, dude. Like, but in true black form, and this is why I like black crowds, his cousin came out. He was like, nigga, you still live at your mama's house. And then it became a roast session.
Right.
So it was like, fine, but it was just like,
Nah.
the black crowds will let you know. But I'd rather have that than The weird.
Nothing.
I'm taking the polite.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, shred me up.
No, be nice to me.
No, I want to know where I stand.
No, I want to know that I have self-esteem afterwards.
That's another reason why I wouldn't do. I don't really rush to doing stand-up is because I don't like that immediate response.
What you mean?
Like with movies and television, you don't hear the laugh unless you go to the theater.
Right, but also you got to spend months on months on something that may not be like well received. You know what I mean? I don't like that.
It's not an instant unless somebody come up to me as a writer and be like, "Yo, shit sucked." They don't do that much research.
No, but when you wait on the anticipation for all the months, you sit in those rooms for months, you're with the stuff for months. When it finally gets out, you promo, and people don't fuck with it. You're like, man, dog, we just spent 3 months, 6 months doing this thing that nobody's messing with.
Well,
I don't like that.
Well, let me ask you this: is there something that you write on paper and you be like, I know this is going to get a laugh and the response I want, or does it always have to be tested?
With me personally, I always feel like, oh, this is gonna get a laugh.
You already know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't do the test and conversation and all
I
that.
I agree with Craig. You usually, if you know comedy, you know what's funny, right? Y'all be like, I'm a master of comedy, right? I know what's funny, but yet once you turn in a script or something like that,
right,
it goes through so many hands, you know what I mean? And it's not necessarily even in the way you left it, you know what I mean? So by the time it goes through, like whoever's above you who first gets to the EP, a director, the actor might want to change some things and stuff like that, whoever they cast wants to do something different.
That's what turns me off about that. Is so many different hands, so many different cooks in the kitchen, so many people add.
That's where I've been lucky though.
Well, do you get offended
I know
if someone
what's
changes your words?
Marlon's going to change words, but what you do is, I know if he's in this situation, if you pick situations that are funny, the words really don't matter. So I make sure the situations is funny.
I agree. And I feel like that's a big key to, I love that you said that for anybody aspiring out there to do that. You have to make sure that, that's the thing about the sitcom, situation comedy in general, right? But you have to make sure that whatever that premise is hilarious enough that, because somebody will change it. But if that thing is funny, you know what I mean?
The situation.
It'll live. You know what I mean?
And then usually it's something I've lived through or been through or seen someone go through and be like, oh, that is hilarious. Let me store that back here.
His eyes.
All right.
Your friend's moving and stuff. My girl left me again. All right.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Yeah. I'm putting that in my next script. Right. Everything you can put in the script, man.
Right.
There's comedy all around us.
Yeah, life is comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, people laugh if it's happened to them or if it hasn't. If they're like, that would never happen, and it's usually something that's happened where the other half's like, oh man, that just happened to me the other day.
Yeah.
Right.
Has there ever been something for you two writers? Has there been something that you guys are like, that is not going to work? That is not going to work, and it makes the script, and then it works. Do you be like, oh shit?
Yeah, we usually put money on that. And if it doesn't work, we usually laugh real hard in the theater. You'll hear a delayed laugh and be like, why are they up
funny.
there?
Right.
It's because,
Yeah, I can definitely say that's happened. But there's usually stuff I go like, y'all sure you want to keep that in there? And then it'll work, and they'll be like,
like,
you'll catch that look and like, I was wrong.
when the guys hosted the Emmys, Marlon wanted to do this little suit gag, and they was like, it's not going to work. So then he shows up with a little suit and comes running out, and they just ignore him completely. They don't go into the bit or anything.
Right.
They just ignore, like, we told you it wasn't going to work. He came out with the Kramer, and everybody just looked and said, and the winner is... It's one of the moments, if you look on YouTube, they say the Wayans must be high. And they were and Marlon comes running out in the little suit, and they just completely ignore him. And Marlon's like, oh, shit. And he's sweating. And then, he was mad at them for a while after that. But
That's so funny.
That just sounds funny to do to
bomb
somebody.
and you didn't do nothing?
Oh, that's hilarious.
because he wrote stuff for them to say, like, oh, what are you doing here so late with a little suit? And instead, they just looked and said, and the winner is.
So funny.
That's the funnier part.
It happens in movies too. Or if somebody's pitching stuff to you and you're like, all right, I don't know, dude. All right, just pitch it then. Mm-hmm. Then you watch while they pitch and you enjoy the bomb.
The pitch or the tag when it works feels great. Not rather, but I like if I give somebody a tag or a pitch and it hit, I'd be like, hey. Like better if I did it myself. If I give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like if somebody gets off stage and I've given all my friends tag or whatever. If they go try it the next show or whatever and they hit, I'll be like,
it's a great feeling.
I'll be like rock.
I'll give credit on stage. Like if Keon gave me a tag, I'll be like, "Hey, Keon, hey."
Yeah.
That's what I love about being on the road with your friends. Like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you open for so and so," or you. Being on the road with your friends is so fun because you can do stuff like that. Like you can, even if it doesn't work. I gave Preacher a tag once and it didn't work. And I was like, just try it, man. See how it goes. It bombed. And he was like, see, man.
That's so funny.
He's cussing me out in the corner and I'm in tears. Dying
Craig is good at that too, tagging shit. I'd have been on the road and Craig would be like, say it this way. And I'd be like, little writer you.
I'm always accepting the tags
Yeah,
too.
me too.
You got tags? I'll be excited.
Yeah.
Long as it's in my voice. I don't like when people give me tags. It's like, I would never say that.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't. That's why I can tag my friends, but I don't like when strangers be like, "Oh,
Man, say dick slap. I'm
Right.
telling you, man, it's gonna.
you should end that joke with your dad molesting you."
Yeah,
I'm like, no,
I would never
why
do
would
that.
I do that?
I'd be humble with my tag giving. I'd be like, you take
Yeah.
the tags? I wrote down a couple things. just some thoughts.
No, because some people get offended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I would never give it to somebody I don't.
Right.
No, that's why I think the balls was to do that to somebody too. I'd be like, you don't even know me. Like I do it. I know you guys.
Right,
You know,
right.
I know like if I'm on set with friends and in between scenes, I pitch a joke or whatever. But like stranger, I ain't saying shit.
I've been given tags since I was 9 years old.
That's crazy.
Going up to the Comedy Store with Damon.
They let you in at 9?
Yeah, I'd sit in the little back at the Laugh Factory,
The
at the Comedy
cocaine
Store,
residue.
at the Improv. Keenan worked the door at the Improv.
Which one? Hollywood?
The Hollywood Improv,
I did
yeah.
not know that.
Keenan worked the door, so we used to go up there. We got on stage a couple times with Robert Townsend and stuff.
Wow.
But he would work the door, and we'd go eat there. But yeah, everybody after someone got off stage, everybody would get together with their little napkins and be like, hey.
Yeah.
And then run back in to see the next person, or wait till after the show was over when they were cleaning up and everybody be sitting at the bar
That's how it's supposed to
just
be.
giving
Yeah.
tags.
Yeah.
They stopped that.
They was respecting your tags at 9?
Yeah, they get
That's
loud.
dope.
I think you should say butt cheeks. So Keon.
No, it wasn't like that.
Like, yeah.
What if Craig had a
at the
full
end.
beard when he
At
was
9?
9? I got some tags for you, Uncle Keith. Slide the napkin over. Same voice, no voice change. That's what I picture. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man.
9. I
That's
know,
a lot of
man.
good dope comedy history that you guys
Man.
have. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he picked me up for the weekend, come to LA, grab me, and then be driving back, and we'd stop to do a spot.
Are you like the first grandkid of them all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my dad. I would be in comedy clubs when I was young, like
Yeah.
at 9. Just like, but I knew what was weird is that when you were around it, like I knew how to construct a joke before I wrote a joke. Like I'd be like, oh, that's why that worked, or that's why I did.
You ever watch your dad bomb?
He he showed a tape. He put a tape in of him bumming one time, and the nigga took it out. He was like, this was old. He let me see.
Wait,
the
he
whole,
was just showing you.
He was just showing me like, yeah, this is what I used to do. It was a bad set. And the nigga was like, hold on, this one ain't working. And I was like, you got another one? He's like, nah, I ain't got it. Because he
Get ready for this. Wash your
he
hands
hadn't
for
seen the
dinner.
tapes in forever.
That is
He
too
just-
good of
he
it.
just grabbed the
Yeah.
tape. He's like, yeah, this one.
He was
You
looking
got
at you at the
schooled.
punchlines. Like,
Right.
right. Go to bed.
Right.
Go to
Yeah,
bed.
this ain't right. This ain't a good tape.
That's hilarious,
That's
bro.
mad funny.
I like seeing the vets' old stuff and then seeing how they've grown and how they.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I watched the tape one guy, this guy, and he was like his style then was of that time and like who he is now.
Right.
But then I was watching this like,
You can really see it in Chappelle. If you watch some old Chappelle stuff, he completely was like a,
Yeah.
and now it's more,
He be up there like so.
Yeah.
He's a full adult now.
Right.
Yeah, but just think
But what's
that.
what's
He was a
interesting
kid.
about Dave is like when you watch his early stuff, even though he was being loud, it still was.
Oh yeah.
He still was thinking.
Yeah.
It's just that he was goofy. He was a
Yeah.
kid.
He was a
Yeah.
funny looking kid.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like he's still saying some intelligent shit, but he was just delivering it like it wasn't as good. He wasn't as good. You
Right.
get better with time.
You do. As long as you don't stop either.
And he did
Yeah.
this joke about delivering pizzas in the hood, and he had
Yeah.
to rob them, hold them at gunpoint.
Yeah.
I
Right.
was like, that was genius,
That was
bro.
a dope joke.
So he can get in and get out.
Yeah, but Chappelle was on top like maybe 15 years before people started recognizing him. He had all types of Hollywood deals,
Yeah.
TV show deals.
I was offended when someone was like, "You seen Killing Me Softly?" I was like, "Man, I've been knowing this dude was like funny, legit funny."
But I don't think people knew him because remember when they didn't know him as maybe like a stand-up. Because remember when he was in Nutty Professor, people was just calling him Reggie.
Right.
And they was like, no, that's comedian Dave Chappelle. And they were like, oh.
And it, surprisingly, it took black folks a while to catch up to Chappelle.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't until Chappelle show.
It was the Chappelle show.
Yeah.
That's when black folks was like, this dude.
He
had been working. He had been doing mad shows and got canceled and all of that. I remember seeing him in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
He was so funny in that role.
Yeah, and it was just like this guy. And then, even when Half Baked came out, it was still just like black folks didn't talk about Half Baked.
Crazy.
Like that. Even though it was good. Like when I went to see it, I was like, I don't want to see this movie. And then I was like, yo, this movie's funny as hell. Because I don't like stoner comedy like that. And so even though I do like Friday and Half Baked, and so I was just like, yo, this is funny. But it was still just like, but then Chappelle's show was like, the blacks. That's when we came out the woodwork. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy.
Why do you think that is? It takes us a while to catch on to stuff sometimes.
Because of the type of humor he was doing, though.
Yeah, it was
at the time, Def Jam was hot. Like, just like we were talking about earlier. Yeah. The black audience at a time wanted only this. If you wasn't DJ, cue it up. But it was like, no.
But Chappelle did Def Jam multiple times.
He did. Yeah. But he wasn't memorable like the Martins
he
and
didn't
the Bernies.
Pop.
Yeah.
Right. He gave him a Def Jam set. He didn't do his set.
Right.
Very true.
And so he blended into the fabric of the Def Jam.
They were relentless, bro. They would, same with Apollo. Them cats was like, be funny or die.
Well, also, you guys know your audition. They hear your material and they're like, could you do something?
Can you do edit this?
Yep. You got 7 minutes.
You can throw a little roach joke and DJ cue it up in there if you could.
And a DJ cue it up.
But that was popping. It was new. It was popping, and that's that's what they wanted. And then now the black audience is all over the place. You can do Def Jam. You can do intellectual. You can do if you funny, we with it.
I mean, because if you have like the Hannibal Burris's and the Gerard Carmichaels they're standing. They don't do a whole lot of act outs. They're talking. You know what I mean? Very funny, very thoughtful. But it's like, and not that they're not silly. Hannibal Buress is very silly stuff, but he's also not a Def Jam guy. In the quote unquote. So like even the range, I don't know. I feel like black people were like, we can laugh at other stuff.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll try it out.
We'll see what's going on there.
Plus, Dave was touring a lot. There's a lot of people that tour a lot that don't necessarily come into the Hollywood realm quite soon, like Patrice O'Neal. He was touring like crazy. If you're a comic, you're like, oh, he was great. But the world didn't really get to know him like that.
Right.
Because he was doing his thing as a stand-up. He was just on the road.
Right.
I got him. He's maybe my second favorite comedian.
Who's your favorite?
Patrice. Probably Chappelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Wait, who's your favorite?
Oh, I thought you was looking at
I'm going down the list now. Well, okay, I take that back. I have top 3, and they kind of fluctuate. Big Damon, Chappelle, and Patrice.
Okay.
So hard. I hate doing this.
And then I don't want to sound like this guy, but this nigga.
Man, come on, man.
Tony, ass is
I
up
wasn't
there.
expecting that.
It's hard to give Tony because people be like, oh, Tony. We don't give people we might be around something great this now, and people won't give credit. And I think Tony's up there.
You know what it is?
You're great, Tony.
I honestly
hate to tell you that.
Chaz, what's your list?
Tony Baker's number 1. Tony Baker's number 2, and probably.
I think what it is, we just get because we're all living the life. We get. It's just like, oh, just another.
Right.
Like like when I was explaining how when I first saw y'all, I was like, oh my God. To now, I'm like, I don't care about these niggas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I still obviously think you guys are amazing.
We do 6 shows a weekend together. Tony's upset. I'm gonna go watch.
I watch his first 2 sets.
Like that, but
to give it tags and stuff, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done. But like when I remember them first couple years watching you guys, I'd be like, I can't miss this set. I can't. I think that's what happens. It's just regular life. Like it's just
Tony's also a rare breed. The last comic I've seen that remotely remind me of Tony is Daryl Heath, one of my favorite comics. Where he could bring
funny, man.
He could bring a joke no matter how random, he brings it to life. Where he starts with a premise and you're like, what? And then as you listen, you're like, oh okay. I see where he's going. I wasn't even thinking that. Well, I'll jump in now. Daryl.
Favorite, you get 4.
Damon and Daryl?
Yeah.
You get how many?
4.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. Give me a little room.
You got a Mount
Got a little
Rushmore.
breathing room.
So I'm gonna go with Bill Burr.
He's great.
I'm taking, and there are different reasons. I'm taking Cedric. I'm taking. This is what gets hard again.
Start struggling. 'Cause I really don't have a definitive.
It's hard. I'm taking Chris Rock.
Okay.
And then now I got this toss up between Sinbad and Chappelle.
That's a weird toss up.
It's a weird toss up for different things though, because I wasn't allowed to watch anybody who cussed when I was younger.
Sinbad was the go-to for the family,
and he was so big and
him and
energetic.
Hamburger.
Well, Hamburger was not Sinbad, but he was just so energetic, and it was like he was just dope. And then Chappelle's like, but as Chappelle gets older, he gets better. You know what I mean? Like
Gets
Sinbad
wiser.
Yeah, he hasn't dropped Sinbad ain't dropped a special in, I don't know.
His last special, I died laughing.
The Where You
He
Been?
did
The one after that.
I caught him on the road
joke.
last year.
Which
He's
was his last?
smashing
Where
still.
was he at in his last special?
How recent was his last special?
I can't remember. It was on Comedy Central.
I remember that
Was
one.
there
Said,
like a
it was like
balcony?
Where You Been? He had the band come out in the end. I remember that.
Yeah,
I seen that one.
That's when he did the
remember that
husband when he was doing the crowd work.
Yeah, he does like
Wait,
he was having to go. He was telling you might talk about. I think he did one after that also.
Because I was in tears, and the one he was doing the crowd
When
work.
he was having people yell out their relationship problems.
Yeah,
he was
bruh.
amazing. He was amazing.
As a comic, I know, I get it, but
Yeah, when he was like, the girls are my husband's stories. That's because you suffocate him.
that's
he can't
the
breathe.
joke. He said, your husband snores? Did he do it before you met him? No, because you're sucking the life out of him. Flatline. I could not stop.
All right,
I
Keon.
love Sinbad.
didn't do this.
Oh,
Tony.
Sinbad is on there because I'll always go to these because they influence me, I guess, comedically.
That's how you pick it, yeah.
Damon, Sinbad, and Jerry Seinfeld are the three that influence me.
Seinfeld's clearly to see on you.
When you Seinfeld, the way he just talks about the basic stuff and just picks it apart for mad long, that's the Seinfeld, just everyday observations. And then the Sinbad energy, and then I'll talk about super personal stuff like Damon would. So those three. And then I guess for the fourth would be I really like George Carlin a lot. Man. Like, I know I'm not the political type of comedian, but I really enjoy listening to him. His voice, his delivery, the stuff he was saying, I was just like, this. So I would go with those four for me.
Solid.
I have a 2, and then it's like, I don't know, like
I need 4.
Chappelle and Burr are my favorites. I think it's because to me, they have the perfect balance of what I want to do as well, or what I do on stage, where something that's dumb as hell, but then also something that's really thought-provoking. Right. And they know how to blend it. Chappelle will say the deepest shit ever and then talk about slapping a baby with a pizza in the dick or something. Right. Like it's just so, and I like the balance of just, being able to do that. I have Richard in mind, even though I didn't grow up on him. But when I remember at one point Netflix had like all Richard Pryor stuff out, and I watched it all, and when I realized that everybody else took from him.
Oh my God!
I said, "Well, how can I not have him in my top?" Because I was like, every joke. I was like, I've heard all these, and I've never seen this guy before.
Right.
Everybody.
That special we had on the gold shoes, that was everybody on Def Jam,
bruh. Yeah. And I was like, I've literally heard these jokes.
The white guy voice. This is all came from. And then there's
the dick hard enough to cut diamonds. The pit of his family everywhere. Like, I'm like, these are all Richard's jokes. And so I had to put him in there because I'm like, everybody that I like stole from him, which I still feel weird about too. Like,
but everybody did it though.
Yeah,
it's hard to feel bad, but I'm like every single person.
Because I guess I feel I don't feel bad. I feel weird that's just socially accepted.
Well,
like,
we only had one basketball player to look up to.
Right,
and that was him at the time.
Like,
so everybody does your one move
how they
at the time until they could build their other moves on top.
Right.
of it.
Nobody really wanted to be Cosby, but Sinbad. That was the only one. But Sinbad, outside
Pryor wanted to be Cosby too.
True that he had, and you saw those videos of him doing that. But Sinbad isn't the guy on TV that.
Oh no, off stage.
I like Sinbad off stage too.
He's great. Also, I want to see that guy do a special.
That was 4?
No, that was 3.
Oh
No,
yeah, one
3.
more.
4 would be honestly a combination of my peers. Like I think a lot of you guys are like so funny. Like so people.
It's a weak answer, man.
I'm
I feel you.
dead
That's
ass.
how I feel.
hell no.
I'm
You
dead.
can't put that on the mountain.
And you know what it is too?
It's like a mixture of faces.
It might change when we're 30 years in, but right now we're all at the age in our careers where we still care.
Right.
So everybody is still ripping. Your favorite vet might mail it in that night because he's just like, I don't have to do this anymore.
Right.
But my peers are always getting up there killing and
get
always
the fan
trying,
base.
and trying to get the fan base and
I
trying to
need
get
you
new
here.
material and trying to. We have something to prove every time we get on stage. So my peers make me laugh. Like
We got scared
so hard.
eyes.
Right.
Get the
Yeah.
joke. I need y'all. Please get the tickets.
Who you
Get
got,
the
Craig?
tickets.
I got Damon because he showed that real life stuff that was happening that I was witnessing. He'd go to stage and everybody started laughing. I'd be like, oh man, you caught your son jerking off. Then today you went on stage and made it a clean bit.
Exactly how it should be.
I was there when your son crazy glued your daughter to the toilet and you're doing it on, that's how it worked. Wow.
Fucking
So
shit.
to see it and to watch it happen, it's like, oh, okay. And then Daryl, man,
I wish I got a chance to see him.
he
Yo,
brought
the
things
midget
to
pimp
life.
joke.
Right.
Man,
Def Jam.
when he
Midget pimp?
he brought things to life off of nothing, being on stage with just a mic and bringing this whole big movie scene to life was just so amazing to me. Even when like Eddie Murphy, one of my favorites too, he brought a picture, but Daryl from the midget pimp when he hopped down to
You
go
saw
holler at the girl, then get back up. He was like, man, he took every little bit inside that car. With
Wait,
this
is that
midget.
bit on Def Jam? I want to see. I gotta pull it up. Go ahead.
that sounds familiar. The hopping down, going to touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very intricate and broke down
me
so
look
much to a
I
scene.
might know what you're talking about.
And then, of course, Richard and Bill's, like Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby's like a split to me. I love the way they told stories.
Oh,
Cosby,
So many stories.
one of the greatest storytellers in history.
And he used to just sit, like in
Just sit.
the 80s and 90s when I was 8 years old. People were bringing keyboards up. They were doing
Watermelons.
bits with 2-3 people on stage, and it was like, man, this dude's doing all this with just a mic.
Bill Cosby
Right.
himself is one of the greatest. Every comedian should watch that. It's one of the greatest comedy specials I've ever seen.
And he sits down.
Yeah.
He don't even
Chilling.
look at the crowd sometimes. He just looking down, talking. And then he'll look when you laugh. They're like,
His
oh
hand.
shit, y'all are here too?
And he's got this great album called I think it's called My Brother with Whom I Slept With, and with whom I slept with. It was like him and his little brother sharing a bed, and it's one of the greatest stories. The whole thing beginning about him and his dad. You know, him and his brother messing around. The dad coming in, bam, busting down the door. Y'all in here talking. It was just all that. It was so dope.
And then Eddie Murphy was like the first 50 Cent. He did every
He was
famous
awesome.
comedian. Nobody was doing that. They were making up characters, but he's like, no, these are characters you know. I'm gonna do Shauna Nadu. I'm gonna do Bill Cosby. I'm gonna do Richard Pryor, and I'm gonna kill them all.
But
Man.
nobody had that talent. That's one of them dudes who was like one of the most rare
He was
talented.
16, 17.
That's
killing.
what's crazy.
He was on SNL at 18.
Yeah, he was doing his own comedy special at 20.
Delirious was the first comedy special I saw. When I tell you I laughed so hard, I was just like, oh.
And he was a
It's
pure
so funny.
20-year-old. He took
Right.
the camera and took a
Man.
picture of his dick and threw it. It's like, what? That's the first joke that.
I
laughed
had
so
Delirious
hard.
slightly edge and raw.
Man, me too.
Which one?
When I watch it now, as a
one's
grown
purple?
man,
That's Raw.
I kind of give it to Raw.
I like Raw.
Yeah, Raw had jokes.
But initially, it was like Delirious is way better. But as I grew, I was like,
Raw was structured better.
Yeah,
Raw was like, I have jokes. I think your dad, your uncle worked on there too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one had the Monopoly joke? Is that Raw?
Is that in the bathtub and him?
And his dad
I think that was
the
Delirious.
Delirious was the bad.
That's Delirious with
Yeah.
the eating the etch sketch.
And the ice cream was
Ice
Delirious.
cream man is coming.
That's
The
Delirious.
ice cream man.
Yeah.
that's
The burger.
coming.
Yeah.
The burger. Man, that
Raw had bits that that people still about the whole eating a cracker thing and stuff like that.
man.
Like people still do that stuff.
What-
People still do those.
Well, some of them have become staple jokes.
Yeah.
After it's been around so long, I don't consider it stealing. I'm like, oh, that's a staple joke.
you don't know
It's
where
still
it came.
stealing.
That's like
We
throw
know
your
where- we know
that's
where it
like
came
throw
from.
your hands in the air.
It's
at
like
a certain point.
It's like reposting the viral video.
Right.
You don't even know the original source anymore because it's been filtered.
But we
through
know
so
the
many.
source. I'm like, I can pull up the source.
That's what.
But it's
that's
not
the
a
part-
direct steal though, because
It
they
is.
don't even know where it came from.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, 'cause
like-
who created? Put your hands in the. Yeah.
Hey, we know this. If you do it on tape first, it's yours. It's whoever
Somebody
puts it
did
out first.
1, 2,
What
1,
if-
2,
what
but
if
now
they
it's a
stole it?
staple.
Right. Mike
What
check.
if the person that put it on tape stole it?
Stole my shit.
Well, that's different. I can't trace
That happens.
That I can't trace.
I think
That's
I don't
true.
blame the audience, but I do judge the comics.
Heck
They,
yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they know. You know that somebody.
Comics be stealing.
And I'll
Comics
be
be
like, yo.
stealing.
Comics be stealing.
And you know who you
Women
are.
be shopping.
If the shoe
comics
fits.
be
Comics stealing, man. I'm like,
Now that's a staple. Women be shopping.
Women be shopping.
No,
I
we
don't.
know where
I
that
give you
came
the
from.
premise. I give you the
That's
premise.
Chappelle.
That's Chappelle.
But
Yeah.
but
he
I'll
was
give you
making fun
Right.
of the hacky, you know what I mean? Women be
Which was
shopping.
brilliant.
I'll give you the premise.
That's why
You
that
can-
character's
my
so
my
good.
wife is crazy. I'll give you the premise, but you better have something personal and distinct
Right.
after that.
Let me ask y'all this. Craig probably picked it up because he was in that world. But did y'all get what Chappelle was doing when you first saw the Nutty Professor when he said women be shopping?
Definitely.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got that he was being a even the way he dressed. He was being the stereotypical Def
Right.
Jam. All he didn't do was a roast joke and a DJ cue it up.
I
That's
knew
the
he
only
was.
thing
I knew he
missing.
was. I knew
That
he
was actually
mocking.
Marlon
Yeah.
went out for
Yeah.
that role, and that was actually in there, and he had also a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
I,
crazy.
Marlon did tell me that didn't it come down to him and Marlon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. That's
Right.
crazy.
And I was like, he's being the stereotypical.
Women.
He was being. Oh, well, I'm not a comic. I don't give a fuck. He was doing Cool Bubba Ice.
Oh yeah, I don't know where he been. That dude was loud and a lot of energy. Do you remember him?
Cool
Cool
Bubba
Bubba
Ice.
Ice?
Yeah. Uptown Comedy Hour.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like somebody's gonna watch this and be like, "We're knocking it." I don't knock it,
No.
like, at all. Like I get it,
No.
especially at the time. People was like, "Finally, a voice for us."
Oh, yeah.
Finally, I definitely don't knock it. I just appreciate that the black audience now likes
Everything. Yes.
Everything.
That's the key.
Right.
Versus just
everything.
that.
But you can't deny the rawness, the impact, the energy
yeah.
that Def Jam had.
And when I was a kid, I was dying
Oh, we
because
loved
of the
it.
relatability.
Oh, great.
Like I
Loved it.
was dying.
We'll put it this: they have something classified as a Def Jam type
Right.
joke,
Right.
so they built a lane.
Right.
And not even give some of the comic thieves a way out by saying staples, by making the other comics great that made those
Right.
jokes so good.
That was nice of
Some
you, though.
people.
Yeah, that was
But
nice,
no.
Craig.
But
They're
no.
joke thieves.
But hell,
All right, look, we've been on probably well over an hour, I'm sure.
How long we been on, Cam? Oh, we gotta get
damn,
the
we
hell
gotta
out
wrap
of here.
Let's do
man.
one question though.
Let's do one question.
All
Get the
right.
hell out of here.
One, and it better not be a hey,
Chaz,
Cleveland.
cue it up.
and read it the right way.
This is from. I'm sorry, I told a bunch of people in there. We'll get to your question. We didn't get to your question.
We'll do the questions episode.
Oh, you
next
you
one.
really be responding to them in the.
I try to respond to everybody.
I
I try
respond
to
to
pick like
them.
one
Oh,
day.
you responded to?
Yeah, after he
cool.
mentioned it, I was like, oh, let me get on.
Yeah,
y'all
because
good.
they're
I'm
really
gonna
they're
go on there too.
They're really active,
Get in there,
dog. Like they
guys.
really, and then to see them respond back to after your response, like people really, they really care. They're invested, and you get to see this. It's like the same faces.
How many views we be getting?
I'll tell you in a second. All right, so this is from Orlando Jones. All right, I have a 3-year-old. He'll be 4 next month, and me and my mom are trying to do this potty training thing. We procrastinate because we both work during the day, and when we get home, we're beat. We both feel like it's time, but we don't know how to start. #daddy issues. How do you start these kids potty training? I actually responded to him. I said, I don't know. I'm not there yet.
I was about to say, should I go? Because I'm in that.
Yeah,
go
I
on.
just got done with both of mine.
Yeah, do it.
You fresh in.
You said you feel like it's time. It definitely is. You're late. But you're working. It is what it is. At this age, honestly now, what we did with Kendrick right before he turned 3, we just threw him in the fire. Because them pull-ups don't work. It's just a diaper that you can take off easily.
Right.
It doesn't work.
Wait, what you mean you threw him in the fire?
We put underwear
Put
on
some
him, and
drawers
he pissed
on him.
himself for 2 days and stopped.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't like that.
That's the trial by fire.
yeah.
He pissed himself. He did it 2 days, and he was like,
That first itch.
He didn't. He was like,
Once you get
I'm
itchy.
done. I don't like this at all. And I think he didn't want to get in trouble.
And Kendrick was how old?
Kendrick, he was right before he turned 3.
Okay.
Because we was like, we did it later with Keelan because he was speech delayed and he couldn't tell us, he couldn't communicate. With Kendrick, we were like, he's super intelligent. We were just being lazy. And my mom was saying, like, when he turned 2, she was like, he can go. And we were like, but I wasn't going to let him go into 3 unpotty trained. And so we were doing the pull-ups for months and it just wasn't working. Cotty was like, you know what, take him off. And if he pisses, he pisses. And yeah, it took 2 days. And he was like, okay. And when I say done, he don't pee the bed. He will get up in the middle of the night. He will not pee his pants anymore. Like he doesn't. So I say if the kid's 4 and cognizant of like, you can communicate, throw him in the fire.
Yeah.
It's annoying to clean up, you washing, and he pissed on the
Right.
dinner table chair where we sit, all
Right.
that. It's annoying, but they don't like it and they don't want to be in trouble. They don't want to disappoint you, and it's uncomfortable. And after he was like, all right.
Iz came up to us. She brought me a diaper and wipes. She was like, poop? And I was like, no, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
If you could do all that, you there.
She was like, poop.
She already in the game.
Right.
So she's like, here, get to it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
With me
you
and the
can do it.
boys, we it was kind of you always want to do what daddy does. So it's when I
So
go to the
watch you
bathroom, you go in yours while I go in mine. All right. Before bed, you go and you just limit when you give them water.
Right.
Yeah.
And follow them for a little bit afterwards. But
Yeah.
you throw them straight. I
And
believe in throwing them straight to
and at first be cognizant of, because at first they're not going to tell you because they're not used to it. So if you're not on it, putting them on, just checking with them like, you need to go. They're going to say no. Put them on anyway. They'll piss and then go on about their business.
They give you that no. No, I'm good.
And as far as everything else, I mean, at 4, hell, yeah, you could just take them in there. Because I never taught Keelan how to stand up and pee. He just was
Mad.
Yeah, they
this
peep
this how we do it. All right, and then he just did it.
Yeah, at a young age, they follow you in and be like,
Asking
like,
another
hey,
one.
what you looking at? Oh, you
that was
learned
your
it?
question.
Yeah.
We're not doing but one question.
Wait, what happened?
I scrolled down here like you moved my question. I was like that.
I was trying to
my
sneak.
question.
I was trying to sneak another one in.
No.
Nah, we out of here,
Yeah.
man. This is way past.
But wait, DC didn't answer.
Well, I had girls. Girls are easier.
I
than
heard it was
boys.
easier.
Yeah, girls, they just catch on automatically. But if I did have boys, kind of like what Keon said, you're gonna have to sit in that shit. You're gonna be in that same diaper for 2 days. And you're gonna learn a valuable lesson.
Until it becomes gel in
right.
there.
They get annoyed.
Tough love.
I don't even remember, to be honest with you, like the steps.
You remember how y'all
So
potty
long
trained
ago, man. This is 19
20
years ago.
right.
Wait, what happened?
It's
like,
still
we're not
not
there?
potty trained.
Man, I just remember like being annoyed at the I have to wipe stage.
Oh yeah. It's
Oh.
awful.
Yeah, because
See, I'm still there.
because Serene, it never failed. Every time I would eat dinner, he would go take a dump. Every time I'm sitting there, like, you know what I'm saying? I would hear him in the back. I'm done. I'm like, bro, because it's the booty wipe, man.
Terrible.
I don't want to go back to food after that.
We having ribs tonight,
Man, I'm done. He would disappear every time.
Say it again.
Like, I'm done.
When
I'll
do
be
you?
like,
When do they do it themselves? Because I've tried to let Keelan do it and he can't.
Because because initially they gonna wipe, and it's gonna be subpar every time. It's gonna be Streak City, and so you go in there, and when you start doing it for them, you be like, "This is what you gotta do," and you gotta make sure it's like a little lesson plan as you wipe. You see, you get the minimum. And you're taking it in. You hope for the best, like on the streak tip, but
on the street.
on the streak
Oh, yeah.
tip.
I understand they're gonna do that.
They
but,
tucking
like,
their drawers in their pockets and why?
Yeah.
Because Keelan can do everything by
Street
himself. I'm
City.
like, I think I just have to let him just try to wipe and.
Yeah, get it eventually.
Yeah,
By
right.
the time they're
Kendrick, I
13,
gotta get
14,
him, I
and
know.
girls is into them, that's when the streaks disappear.
Oh, the streaks, man! Like the tighty whitey face.
Oh, I had a
was
good
like,
run with streaks.
Me too, man. I had my battle. 'Cause I would just do one wipe and call it a day. I
Yeah.
wasn't really looking back at it, and I
Right.
would just be like, "I'm
No,
good."
I'ma look- my-
And then
'cause
the
I remember my
streaks-
dad-
I had to
like-
get outside. There's more important shit going on.
Yeah.
My dad was like, you
Trying to
keep
wipe my
going
ass.
until you see nothing.
It's time to play.
Yeah.
I bought my kids black and gray drawers. That didn't work. You still see. You like, oh, come on.
See it through
In
the
the black
black?
drawers?
You'll see the brown. You be like,
How you
is
get
it
it in the black drawers?
That's funny.
He's got to buy brown.
I remember my homeboy's dad. He was like, "You wipe till you bleed." I was like, "Nigga, that's excessive."
Yo,
That
that's
is-
a lot.
Prison
That is
wiping.
sex.
What the hell?
Oh, no.
You wipe till you bleed. I was like, "Whoa."
And then
Let me take that now. You gotta
I
get a
took it
little
to I was like, you know what? I can't. It's not gonna be clean until it's wet.
blood.
You got to use wipes, or you got to just wash your ass.
You gotta
That's
end
the
on the
only
dry.
way to
Yeah.
fully
To fully know, I agree with that.
Because even
'cause
though you have those dumps sometimes where there's no residue, you ever
Uh-huh.
had those?
Yeah.
Where you took a full dump, but then you wipe and there's nothing there. You're like, what? How?
Those are the best.
How did
Those
this
are the
happen?
best.
It's
But
like a
even
perfect
then-
landing. It's
Yeah, there was
gymnast.
no residue.
gymnast and those.
It's a
You keep
dismount.
checking.
Did I
Too, like,
swallow
you
some
sure?
toilet paper
Yeah,
and
you
shit it
double
out?
up. You're like, hold on.
Yeah, those are the best. But
Man.
you can tell when those are even how they fall out. I'd be like, "Oh yeah,
Clean.
That was, that was good." He'd be like, "Clean." Oh yeah, that was good.
But then you got some. It's just a massacre down there, never ending until you get the wetness in there. But that's TMI for some.
I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot for
Ain't
one
no
question.
TMI,
But we
Orlando
went there
Jones.
naturally, though. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be-
Yeah, we were talking
just
about
said-
babies,
Yeah.
and now we're not babies anymore.
Right.
Now we take bigger dumps. That's just what it is.
So sorry we didn't get to everybody's question. You guys ask a lot of questions though, but
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
can do
in there.
we could do a questions episode next time.
Right.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Daddy Issues.
No,
all right, yeah.
Like, look at Keon was like, "You are not gonna get me twice for this, sir."
I just want
But
to make
we
sure.
don't do that.
Keon was like, "Hell
Make
no."
sure. If y'all got questions for us, ask us in the YouTube section, and we'll tackle them on the show. Hopefully,
This is for you, Miss Sandy Baker.
Yeah, man. And we talked a lot about comedy in this episode, which is great. I could do
Probably
that.
how we got off how it lasted so long because we was in.
We was
Right.
all
Yeah,
in.
Everybody was committed.
Yeah.
I knew we hit an hour a while ago.
I didn't even
so-
answer the question about if my sons were going to get into the business. We could talk about that another time. 'Cause we a movie in already. And, follow us on all our platforms.
I didn't get hungry.
Tony Baker Comedy on Instagram. Tony Baker Comedy on everything. Tony Baker on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
you
Facebook.
finally got the name changed, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna change everything else too?
Nah. I might change Twitter. But I don't know. But everything else, Facebook has changed. Instagram has changed. But the website's staying the same, Tony Baker Comedy, because I ain't going to have no drama website.
That makes sense.
TonyBaker.com. The TonyBaker.com. That might work.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, it's
You gotta
solid.
change
You never
everything.
know.
It's solid.
Y'all got anything to promote? Anything?
Nah,
Nah.
I don't know the
man.
date yet.
All right. Then we'll
DC Urban Comedy.
Come over to the YouTube, laugh at Chaz. you know?
Yeah, just subscribe
Yeah.
to my YouTube at Keon Poland.
Please.
I guess I'll get a YouTube guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Craig.
yeah,
Yeah,
on this,
Craig.
Craig.
On YouTube,
Yeah,
Craig.
yeah,
Call it
YouTube.
Heartthrob.
Yeah.
Be your channel, man.
And it's just you brushing your beard.
Yeah, man.
whole
Just,
time.
just doing
Actually,
regular
Putting
stuff.
essential oil. I'm sorry.
Those
I
don't
don't.
have
I don't know how it works. I don't. I don't know how it
see,
works.
You don't know how it goes.
You're like, no,
You don't brush it
too
at all.
lavish to brush.
Yeah, we comb ours.
You said ours?
DC threw itself into the fold.
I got naps. I was like.
All right, y'all. We out here.